Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Night Owl, a show that we do twice a week where we talk about all the latest in pop culture news, TV and movie reviews, gaming news, and just the general conversations of the day. For those who don't know me, I'm Price of Reason, and with me, as always, is my co host, Professor Artoo. How's it going, Professor?
Oh, it's going fun. Oh, I have another price speaking in my ear. Where is it? Oh, I had a YouTube
That's
tab
always a good
open.
thing to have multiple prices talking to you at the same time, because one just isn't enough.
one is not enough. I need all the prices talking to me all the time. Oh, hey Bryce. I'm doing well. It was kind of a busy day, but that's all right. We have those, and
Uh,
yeah. What's it? Oh, it's CC. Hey there, CC
I
Karaoke.
see CC Karaoke, which means that I'm sending him an invite.
Do
And
that.
he's gonna be like, "Oh, sorry, I'm skiing on my roof," or whatever he's gonna say to me. But I'll send him.
Whatever they do there in Canada, eh?
Well, yeah, it's kind of skiing on my roof right now. That's what he's gonna say to me. That was my CC. that that was my CC Karaoke impression. In case you were
Yeah.
wondering, one of the best impressions of all time.
It's masterful, truly. Yeah. Oh, I've got some other window popping up. Wait, what is going on?
Did I share a window
Weird.
or do something
No.
bad? No.
My computer. I had some window that popped up over me over stuff here.
Is that the
This is
last thing I want?
just just an app I still had open. Uh,
I think even CC Karaoke, you should check your Discord or whatever it is. I don't even
CC's
like Discord. The only reason I have Discord is because I sometimes have to send messages to CC Karaoke there, sometimes to like Vex Electronica, because I guess she likes Discord or something. I don't really know
I've
why.
used Discord pretty heavily from time to time. Different groups that I've been part of. So yeah, it's fine. It's nice. And it's got a real nice voice chat feature stuff in it too. If you need to use those for gaming and stuff. But yeah,
Rondon Afero said something interesting. He says that Price has the best chat group on the internet, bar none. I really do like the chat. That is what
oh yeah,
gives me motivation to do these streams, because at least we're hanging out with a good group of people, and there is a really cool feeling that when we do that. So I like that. And yeah, I sent CC a DM on
yeah.
Discord, and let's see what happens with that.
Yeah, CC says I have jumped from the second floor into the snow before.
I feel like the second I gave him the invite, he ran away.
He fled.
Reachum842
Yeah.
with a Rumble rant. Hey, side note, did you guys see Magic the Gathering is making a Star Trek set of cards?
No.
I did not know that. Professor, do you want to look into this?
Interesting. Something tells me it's going to be based on new Kurtzman Trek, right? It just seems like that's got to be what they're doing.
Which, by the way, we're going to talk a little bit about new Kurtzman
Yeah.
Trek.
Oh no, it's not. Let's see. We can show this real quick here.
He says, "I'm here just grinding channel work." That's good, man. I sent you an invite though. You could join us if you want to take a break
if you
from your
decided.
grinding.
All right, so
there were some jokes here, but I'll leave them alone. I'm going to be quiet because I wanted to actually join us. So I'm not going to go forward with these jokes.
It sounds like he's probably not at his girlfriend's house, so there's probably not a lot of grinding going on. Presentation mode.
There's an app where you do something like that.
There is that app. Yes.
But I think that the app, am I wrong? But isn't that app more for men that like men?
It's for men who are preferring the company of men. Yes. Yeah.
I see.
But presentation mode there, Price, so we can see this Magic the Gathering Star Trek. We can take a look at it.
Okay, I'm doing that right now. Oh, presentation mode, of course.
Yeah, there we go.
Only the best technology.
So so this is just from a few days ago. First look at Star Trek from Magic the Gathering. So they are the classic characters, starting right up front with Kirk, right, and Janeway. Says the set unites timeless gameplay of Magic with the unforgettable stories and characters of Star Trek. Well, cool. Let's see. Do we have a? Are there any other? Just shows expansions.
DC Karaoke says, I don't know, last time she called it an earthquake. Feel like I would say I feel like I'm missing some context, but I don't think I am missing any context. I think I understood what he meant.
There's episode cards that you can play. Like there's a mock time, sitting on the edge of forever. Interesting. Okay, booster pack. Oh, those same cards we saw. Oh, good God! No. Worst possible version of con that you could put into your
Oh,
stupid game.
why did they do that? Because people know Benedict Cumberbatch and they want
I
to.
don't know. It's Benedict Cumberbund is in your game. Beverly Crusher, Catherine Janeway, legendary creature. I know that's just language from the game, but that's still funny.
I do have to say one thing, that I have respect for Benedict Cumberbatch on one level. His name was Benedict Cumberbatch, and he's like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna. That's my name." Like
I'm just going.
a lot of people would change it and do some kind of stage name or
Yes.
something. It doesn't seem. It's one thing maybe you could keep Benedict, but Cumberbatch is a really difficult sell, and he's just like, "Screw it, I'm Benedict Cumberbatch," and it worked.
Mm-hmm. And those are some locations there. Obviously, those aren't particularly Star Trek-y. Classic. There's a legendary creature, James T. Kirk. The Salt Vampire. Nice. Some classic Trek in there. Oh, Catherine Janeway as a Borg. 7 of 9. Not the outfit I would have preferred to see her in on the card, but that's okay. Oh, there's some promo cards with starships on it. So nice. Yeah. Cool. Oh, Borg Queen. Oh, there we go. There's a 7 of 9 in the proper outfit there. Yeah, some of these are actually pretty cool. Not something I'm going to be spending my money on, but hey, there's plenty of collectors out there something to enjoy, and there's lots of classic Trek in here. It's not just horribly polluted with new stuff. In fact, I haven't seen a single one that comes from Kurtzman Trek. There was just some JJ Trek in there with that version of Khan. But yeah, we got some classic Klingons. There's them playing a game of Fizbin together. That's great. Yeah.
You know what these cards remind me of? I don't know why I thought of this now. I
Yeah.
may have told you this before, although I haven't mentioned it many times. There was once a situation many years ago that I was sort of in the same orbit as some person who really liked Star Trek. And I was more like a Star Wars guy. So I don't know, like maybe I was a bit mean to the guy. It's a really long story in a certain circumstance because like I don't know what I said, but it probably when I was younger, I think, think a few decades ago, I could be more douchey and less considerate. You know what I mean? So although I do like Star Trek and I watched it also as a kid, so I don't know why I was like such a I don't remember what it is that I said, but I kind of was a douche. And then I didn't see that guy for decades. And then years later, suddenly he followed me like he follows Price of Reason.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I was a douche to somebody in real life who decades later didn't know that I was the douche. I don't know if he even remembers, but he didn't know I was the same douche, and he followed me, and I actually like the guy. You know what I mean? Like over the
Yeah.
years, like from time to time, we've interacted. So I just, it's a strange situation where like I have an additional layer of knowledge that nobody has. Do you get what I'm saying?
Oh yes, absolutely.
It's strange. I don't think And there's another case that there's a guy that I did business with when I was working more, entertainment stuff, and then that guy. I shouldn't. Oh, maybe I shouldn't say it. It doesn't matter. So that guy ended up suddenly following me, and then it's weird because that guy doesn't know that I'm me.
Yeah.
I've had 2 instances like that. It's just interesting. I mean, listen, I have like I think I have like 10,000 or something followers or something like that. it was bound statistically to happen that one or two of them could be people that I've met somewhere. It's not completely far fetched, but still surprising. But I remember the thing with the Star Trek, so yeah, and
Yeah.
I want to say this, that I can't explain the situation, but I want to apologize to the person that I wasn't nice to. That I don't know what we were arguing about, but I apologize.
Ron Donafero wants to know if it's him.
No, it's not you, man. It's not me. It's not you.
Yeah. What's missing from this picture, Price?
Of course, Spock.
No. We've got our captains here.
Oh, they replaced Archer with this
Yeah.
lady. Yes.
Where's Archer? Can't get rid of this.
I mean, if they would
Where's
have,
Archer?
if they would have gotten rid of her and put Spock there, I would have been fine with that
Yeah.
too. To be honest with you,
No,
like
we
for me,
need-
Kirk and Spock need to be on anything. But
Hey, at least they included Kirk. There's a lot of the more recent products, the more recent, promotional materials, stuff like that from Paramount, where they leave Kirk off entirely.
right. I mean, I like Archer a whole lot better than I even like Archer better than Janeway, quite honestly.
Yeah.
For me,
Fair.
like if there was like Kirk, Picard, and Cisco and Archer, that would have been fine. I don't hate Janeway, but she's like the fifth place. But the Mikey Spock or whatever her name is,
Yeah.
is her name Mikey Spock? I feel
It's Michael. Yeah, Michael Burnham. Yeah.
Michael Burnham.
Yeah.
Why would her name be Michael?
Because it's subversive. Oh, it's a woman, but her name is
Right.
Michael.
I'm so glad I watched the first few episodes of Discovery and I just stopped watching it. I'm so
Yeah.
glad, like I didn't waste my time.
Yeah.
I knew exactly what it was and didn't bother wasting like any more energy on it.
You are, in fact, quite lucky that you wasted no more energy on it.
Archer
Because
is awesome.
it only got worse. Just season after season got worse.
I'm sure it
And
did.
the first season was dreadful.
Archer is awesome, Ron Donofrio says, but he needs Al coaching him. Yeah, I understood that reference. The thing is that this is the thing that I'm really happy about. I watched maybe 2 episodes of Discovery. I said, "This is crappy. I don't wanna watch it anymore." Stopped, and nothing bad happened. Then there was, Picard, and I put that on. I watched, like, maybe 2 episodes, and I said, "I don't wanna watch this anymore." And I really didn't. The only thing I did from time to time is I'd watch clips, or if somebody was saying this guy made a guest appearance, or, whether it's Riker or Data or whatever it is, and I did watch that, maybe I even watched the episode that he becomes a robot or whatever it is, just to see what people were talking about. But for the most part, I didn't waste my time watching the whole 2 seasons. I just, like, 2 episodes, captured a few moments and recaps later, and then I watched like the third season or whatever it was, which again, I understand that it was not gonna, it's not on the level of like the best classic Trek, but I at least felt it wasn't a complete insult. It did have its flaws, and I know some people. I think you didn't like it at all. I think from what I recall.
Well, all the classic Treks, I'm fine with, right?
No, I'm saying like Picard season 3.
Oh, Picard season. Sorry, yeah, Picard. Yeah, Picard. Yeah. I mean, season 3 had some stuff that was worthwhile. I didn't even watch season 2. I watched the first episode of it and went, "Oh, they are doubling down on the garbage for this
Right.
season." And I'm so glad I didn't watch it, because I watched some YouTubers who were watching it and talking about it, and every episode I was like, this is just getting worse. They're doing immigration allegories and Trump bad man allegories and all sorts. Like, it just got completely out of control. And from what we've heard, that it was that they were specifically going out of their way to let the actors have input into the story. It's like, no, it's not how it works. You want writers in the writers' room, not actors. Like, I don't care if it is Patrick Stewart. No, like, move on. But yeah,
Right.
season 3 was, I mean, it had fun bits in it, but overall the show was so bad, and season 3 just had so much baggage from the previous seasons. Like, yeah.
Okay, so first half of Picard season 3, that's what CC Karaoke watched. Does that count as Kurtzman Trek? Well, it is Kurtzman Trek technically, but I will say that Picard season 3 was basically a Hail Mary pass, that they already knew that they drove this show off a cliff,
Yeah,
and they let Terry Metalis basically do mostly what he wanted. And I say mostly because I understand from Terry Metalis that they gave him some guidelines. One, he said that they wanted it to be like that every episode has something that, like, I don't know if to say a cliffhanger that leads into the next one, but they thought that would be good for streaming. He also said that they wanted more, like, drama between relationship or something like that. I recall him saying something like that. And in addition, they also wouldn't let him delete the fact that Picard is a robot. So there were things that he had to still work with from the previous seasons, but relatively speaking, under the guidelines he was given, and that's what I keep saying, that people are like, no, he didn't do this, he didn't do that. I'm not saying I'm gonna not gonna glaze every project that he's done, but I will say that knowing the circumstances that Metalis was in, that he's not the big boss, and he was given like a series of guidelines of what he can do and what he can't do, and I think even a lower budget for that season, he did under those circumstances the best he could. And out of all of the Kurtzman Trek, that third season of Picard for me, whether it's good or bad, whether you like it or not, is probably the only mildly watchable Kurtzman Trek. I mean, it has its issues, but if I was forced now to watch a season out of anything from the Kurtzman era, that is the only thing that I could actually watch, even though I don't think that it's perfect.
sure. Yeah, fair enough. We yeah, we've got a super chat from the Dead Man.
Okay, let me see what's up with that.
Yep. And while you're looking at that, so yeah, just for you're getting your money's worth, Reacham. Man, talking about Star Trek for the first half hour. But I will say, since we're talking Star Trek, just little bit of a name drop, channel drop. Earlier today, I got to join 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser for his Nick Watches Trek stream that he does most Thursdays. We got to watch episodes 5. Well, we talk about episodes 5 and 6 in the airing order of the show from season 2. And yeah, it was a great discussion. We had a great time talking about it, and a really fun mix of episodes too, because the first episode being the Apple, kind of one of the middling to worst episodes in TOS, followed up by the Doomsday Machine, which is easily one of the best episodes of TOS, if not of all Star Trek television, period. So yeah, that was a real fun conversation. So definitely go check that out if you're interested.
Kodo Rob 22 says Seven still looked good despite being older. She did look good on the show. I won't lie to you. And
they changed her character completely, and she basically wasn't Seven anymore. But yeah.
Well, at least she looked fine.
Yeah.
I will say this, is that recently there's a show that sometimes, if it's like a family gathering or things like that, called Tracker. That some people watch. It's like a guy that finds people that were abducted or something like that. It's a very kind of boilerplate show. It has kind of a minimal charm to it, but again, there's nothing revolutionary about it. So somebody put on an episode, and I was watching it, and suddenly they had Jerry Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know why I was blanking, but they had her on the show, and then at the beginning I didn't recognize her for a second, because like she looked really bad on the show, and like bad in comparison to what she usually looks. And I feel like they wanted her to look bad. Like they're like, how do we make her look bad? And I was thinking to myself, well, if you wanted her to look bad, why didn't you just hire a different actress? You know what I mean? Like, why hire an actress who's pretty and go out of your way to make her look not pretty? You know what I mean?
Sure.
It really bothered me at the time, Professor. I'm not going to lie to you.
I mean, I hate it when they make a beautiful woman not beautiful And gosh, they've been doing an awful lot of that in Hollywood lately, haven't they?
No, and like it's almost like they when they like when you find out the tooth fairy isn't real or something, like it really like made me sad to see what they did with Jerry Ryan in that episode. I was very uncomfortable with it. Matthew Marcillo says, "Hail, greetings, and happy late Thursday evening, early Friday morning, Professor Price, Professor Artoo, plus blessed chat sisters and brothers. Great to see everybody here having fun and chilling. Great to see you here too, man." See, people say I don't pay attention to the chat, but what do you think about that, Professor?
There you
Let,
go.
let me see if I can find the picture of Jerry Ryan on what's his face on Tracker. I know I'm being petty now, but sometimes I am petty. Okay, are you ready?
Hmm.
Are you? I hope you're ready. This is what they made her look like on Tracker. Are you prepared for this?
I'm not sure I am. Now you're really making this sound
No,
dreadful.
because I've been sad ever since. But are you? I'm going to do it anyways. Are you ready?
Yep. Wow. Yeah, they really made her look awful in this.
Like, what's the point? Why did you even hire her? Just leave it alone. Like, what do you want? You know what I mean? Like, there's no excuse for this. There's no excuse. This is the kind of thing that people should be. I'm sorry. I don't want people to lose their jobs, but in theory, people need to lose their jobs over something like this.
It's definitely not serving the actress very well. That's for sure.
No, I mean, you have to make an effort to make her look like this, and there was nothing. I didn't feel that there was anything in the story that justified. They're like, oh, what if we made her look like bad? Why? Why? What's the point? This is unforgivable. It's unforgivable. Rondon and Pharaoh says they de-hotted her totally. Like, just let her wear her hair down, put some makeup on her or something. Like, I don't know how they even accomplished this. This
I
is
mean, I mean, unless she's supposed to be someone who's been living homeless in the
she. I
woods
think
for
they
the
were.
last 8
I
months,
I think
then doesn't really make sense.
they were suggesting that she lives off the grid or something, but you know what? I don't
Mm.
give a shit. Like I'm going to tell you this. I'm watching a TV show or a movie or something like that. I don't care if Jerry Ryan is living off the grid, they can still make it look like she looks hot even off the grid. You know what I mean? Like I don't need this whatever this is. I am against this 100%.
Yep.
So,
We have, we don't like the male gaze. We have to prevent the male gaze.
yeah, so this is it. This is
That's why they don't have Grinder in this episode.
and let's see if there's other pictures. Jerry Ryan. All of them. They're so proud of this picture. They just like they crop it, they put it here. They're like so excited. This is like their
It's
press
their
release.
promotional footage, promotional
Right, I'm saying
screenshots.
this is
Look how awful we made Jerry Ryan look for this episode.
right. This is 100% their marketing. Like they spread this photo all over the place and they were so proud of what they've done. I don't like it. They didn't have this problem decades ago, Fat Joe 460 says. You're right, they didn't have this problem.
Yeah.
Frances McDermott did a film where she lives off the grid and did not look this homely. I agree. Just annoying.
Seems to be a common problem. Yeah.
I wonder what does she look like when she just walks around these days? Let's see, Jerry Ryan. Maybe that's just how she is now. Ryan, and then 2026. Let's see if there's a picture. Let's see. I mean, sure, she's an older woman, but at least like at least she looks sort of like herself. It's not like they're trying to make her look horrible. But yeah, it is what it is. Big Sur River doesn't care. He doesn't mind about any. In any case, yeah, very annoying, very weird. I think that it's a problem when they when she walks out and does her own thing and just goes like at an event and they take a picture of her and she looks 10 times better than on the show that where she's supposed to look glamorous, you know that that show is doing something wrong. And we see this too much. How many times have we seen over the past like 5 to 10 years that you see a movie where some woman looks like all dumpy and then she shows up on the red carpet and looks amazing and you're like, well, why doesn't she look like this in the movie?
Yeah.
And we know the answer to that. It's just kind of annoying that they just keep doing that. So this is me complaining. Uh,
Mm.
Red Pill Rand says they divert the male gaze to attract the. Yes,
I
I
mean,
think you're right.
yeah. Yeah.
She still looks good even as an older woman. Sure. I mean, listen, she's not going to be 20, and we know that. But I think that when she just even walks out and like walks around, she seems to look good. It's just on that show. They're like, nope, we can't have that. Have to Have to do that. Madam Web. Madam Web, you had like Sydney Sweeney walking around on the red carpet, and everybody like couldn't believe how great she looked. And in the movie, they're like, "Let's make her look ugly." That's like if they're the thing of like it's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays for. Eh,
Yes.
there's never been like a meme like Madam Web with Sydney Sweeney. Do you get what I'm saying? Like the meme fits that so perfectly because it was so stupid. Uh, what were they thinking to themselves? They really thought that they had her in the cast and they're going to make her look ugly. Like just for that alone, they deserve to lose every penny that they lost on that movie.
Mhm.
I still claim that if somehow that movie showed a lot of Sydney Sweeney walking around in a very hot outfit, doing whatever dumb superhero things, you would at least have some guys that just watch it because whatever. You know what I mean? Like you could have gotten a few men to buy a few tickets had you bothered to do just the minimum, just the minimum. And I still claim that this is my theory that the actor that plays the bad guy, there's a lot of parts that you don't see his mouth, and I feel like they used AI to dub his voice. I don't have any way to prove it, but that's what I think.
Mm. Okay.
He's like the worst villain ever. Anytime like he talked, I was laughing, and I think that it wasn't even him. I think it was like AI. I have no way to
Oh,
explain it.
it sounds awful. I don't know. He has to be dubbed. It has to be somebody dubbing him. I mean, that's what we I think at the time had heard was that his on-set dialogue was just like you couldn't because he's not like a native English speaker, right? And that his on-set dialogue was so just impossible to understand that they just went ahead and recorded it and then they went back and just dubbed it over after the fact. So and yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they used some kind of AI or some early audio AI to make the audio fit or make it sound more like him or something.
Yaida says Gal Gadot demanded to wear heels for Wonder Woman. I don't have a problem with that.
Mm-mm.
I think that I think she looked fine in the role.
Fine is a good way to put it. Yes, she was fine. Yes.
And you'd think they learned all the wrong lessons from Wonder Woman. They
Yep.
saw the movie, it did well, and basically the formula was simple. It's a superhero people know. It's a woman that looks nice in the role. She doesn't hate men, and she's feminine, and the movie made a lot of money. And
And she
then
fights bad guys.
she
Yeah,
fights bad guys.
she
Yeah,
fights some bad guys.
right.
And yeah, in the second movie, they thought, you know what? Let's take all of that out. Let's make up a ridiculous plot with this guy who has a monkey's paw, and then yeah, we're gonna serve grape juice to a random dude.
So stupid that they already wanted to ruin the sequel for that. They could have just made like a similar movie and it probably would have been better off. Like they just went for the worst possible uh option, what they did with Wonder Woman 2. And then in addition to that, all the other female movies learned the wrong lessons too. I mean, Captain Marvel, which I feel like was made as a reaction to Wonder Woman or whatever it is, didn't capitalize on the femininity Didn't capitalize on like everything that worked about Wonder Woman. Instead, you had like the Brie Larson that she's like, grumpy and bitter and annoying and just, not feminine and acting like a dude or whatever. Uh, and yeah, I mean, okay, they'll say, well, we made money on it. Although, out of all the movies that ever made like $1 billion, the fishiest one I think ever is Captain Marvel. Fishy in terms of like, at best I can say that maybe being sandwiched in between Avengers Endgame and Infinity War just got
Absolutely.
a lot of people to watch it. Because if you remember, Infinity War ended with like a cliffhanger,
It's a
basically.
cliffhanger. Yes. Yeah. And then we were basically told by Marvel, like, like, this is the entry, this is going to fill in the gaps for us. And it's essential viewing for Endgame when this comes. You've got to see this film. And it was a complete lie.
You can only get away with this once. There's only one time you can get away with such a ploy, and I feel like they got away with it there. Like you said, it's required viewing. It ends with Samuel L. Jackson, with Nick Fury, and like he turns to dust or whatever, and then the beeper falls, and you see like Captain Marvel, and you're like, wow, I gotta see Captain Marvel now. You know what I mean? Like there's no other choice at that moment than you watching Captain Marvel, and they really tried to make it seem like everything that happens like in Endgame is all going to rely on the information that you got from Captain Marvel. At the end, you could have deleted that movie and deleted her from Endgame, and it wouldn't have even made a difference.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Red Pill Rand says, "Oh, I can't pin the message." He says, "Kal-El, no. I'll take 1,000 Kal-El no's over like Captain Marvel." I'm gonna tell you the truth. I mean, I've said it before. We were talking about like Jean Claude Van Damme and things like that. I never watched a movie thinking, oh, Jean Claude Van Damme's really going to impress me with his acting. It's not the reason I watched the movie. And I feel like, in Wonder Woman, I wasn't necessarily sitting there and tuning in thinking, man, this is going to be like, an Academy Award winning performance by Gal Gadot. I thought, I hope that this will be a fun movie. And I think that in that role, she's good. I don't dislike her. I mean, like I have no
Mm-hmm.
issues with her casting. She was fine in that role. And now, by the way, did you see that again? There was that thing with AGR Juno, whatever her name is. There was something today that she was on a red carpet or something like that.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't see that. Yeah.
Let's see for a second if I can find it. Tell some jokes, Professor.
Jokes.
Let's see.
Rotten Tomatoes. That's a joke.
That is a joke. Let's see. Adria Arjuna. This is it, I think. I'm going to share this.
All right.
So this was kind of awkward and weird.
Yeah, head case. Captain Marvel didn't do anything. No, Captain Marvel was a non-entity in the film. Literally, aside from rescuing Tony Stark, she does not matter in Endgame. She is just a placeholder. She's part of the Girls Get It Done team up, which is completely worthless and pointless. And then she gets her ass beat by Thanos.
Absolutely. So let's look at this thing here. This is the video for it.
I'm gonna go now. I love James so much. Funny that you asked me that. James gave me, and I don't think a lot of people know this, James gave me my first movie ever. The first movie I ever stepped on was the James Gunn and Peter Safran movie. So they are family, and I'm so happy to be part of the DC universe. I'm with family. I'm gonna go now.
I mean, look, she didn't do anything bad to me. I don't hate her. At least she seems a little more pleasant here than that, Andor, that she just looked like some grumpy, whatever. So at least there's
But
that.
she's being cheerful. She's smiling. I mean, she seems charming. Have you heard her say nasty things about fans, like attacking fans and stuff?
No, I don't
haven't.
think so. She came off as rather likable here. I
Yeah.
don't hate her or anything. I don't know if she's going to be a good Wonder Woman, but and I don't even know if she's going to get a chance to be a Wonder Woman. That's another
I mean,
story completely.
whether
But
she's Maxima or Wonder Woman, whatever she is in this new movie, that's going to be her one and only shot to play it, because I'm quite certain that Gunn's DCU is toast after Man of Tomorrow. I mean,
I kind of think that as well.
Unless that movie lands with a colossal explosion of excitement and rushes its way up the charts, topping, billion, whatever. Unless that happens, and this is an absolute complete turnaround from everything else that's been done so far in Gunn's DCU, this is done. I mean, it's just going to be one flop after another. I do think it does look like we saw a trailer now for Clayface. If we want to talk about that a little bit later, we can. It seems like it's definitely going to have an audience. It's not going to be a big budget, big winner at the box office, because it was a small budget film, right? It is a horror film, but I think it might have an audience. There's definitely going to be some people who are going to find that appealing. It's not something I want to see, a body horror take on whatever. But again, I think that a lot of people are not even going to know that it's supposed to be part of the DCU. It's going to feel like it. I mean, the trailer feels like it belongs with the Batman and Penguin and the Batman 2, right? It feels like it belongs there. It doesn't feel like it belongs at all with what Gunn has been doing. So, yeah, it's a little odd.
I mean, I think that Gunn wrote something like, oh, like there's a new villain in Gotham, and it's like, or something, there's a new guy in Gotham. I don't know what he wrote, and it's like, what does this have anything to do really with the DCU? It's so flimsy, and
Yeah.
it may do well because nobody even knows what this is, just as a kind of body horror movie. Maybe it'll do okay.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to do a massive, box office, right? Because it was a fairly fairly reasonable budget. Again, I think knowing it, at the very least, the executives realized, yeah, this is going to be kind of a horror thing. It is going to have limited appeal. This is not going to be a big budget superhero film that's going to be making $400 million in its opening weekend, right? This is going to be a smaller picture. And so they budgeted appropriately, right? So I've already heard a lot of people saying it looks really interesting. They want to give it a shot. But they're horror fans, right? They're people that enjoy that type of thing. There's going to be a whole lot of the audience that's just not going to show up for that.
Yeah. We'll check that out in a second.
Yep.
What were we going to talk about today? What's on our docket?
Oh,
today is basically
man.
a very loose format.
Yeah. There's a few things on here. Definitely, we were thinking about the second weekend for the Odyssey, kind of what our thoughts are on it. The Spider-Man versus Doomsday you had there in the list as well. There was something else that I wanted to bring up, Bryce. That was something that I saw earlier today. So we can get to that later. We can get to our docket first. Whatever it can kind of fit in wherever. So
let's look at the Odyssey box office until now. Talk about that a little, and then we'll do whatever you just said. This surprise thing, and I'm very eager to see what the surprise is.
All right, let's see. Let's take a look at the Odyssey.
We have the Odyssey. Until now, it's made $345 million, which that's fine. That's a good amount. But
yep.
The question is, what happens in weekend 2? Now, it's pretty clear, and we said this last time, that if you want a seat for IMAX, that's a difficult thing to find right now. Those IMAX things seems to be filling up, especially the 70 millimeter one. But even regular IMAX, there seems to be people wanting to go to see it in IMAX. What you and I noticed, though, is that all the theaters that were showing anything standard that was not IMAX, almost every time we looked for tickets, the whole theater was empty. So I wonder how is it going to play out this weekend, do you think?
Yeah.
What do you
I'll tell you this. I was actually curious how our local theater is looking. So I did go check out. I looked at the IMAX showings. There's 3 on some days, 4 on other days for IMAX. And again, this is an AMC LIMAX, right? It's not actually the giant screen. It's the AMC IMAX screens. But it's the biggest format in our nearby theater, and that's the only thing playing in the IMAX. So it's got all the showings, and most of them are maybe half full. A couple of them are like the prime time showings, like the 6-7 o'clock showings. Those are pretty full, admittedly, right? But then that's literally just 2 really full showings for a weekend, maybe 3, and then a few sort of half full IMAX showings. I looked at the other screens. Of course, we have, as I said, it's an AMC, so we have some just standard theaters. We have some of the little, what they call artisanal, whatever, AMC artisan, whatever, or the tiny, little theaters with only like, 60 seats or something in it. And then we have some of the ones that are the recliners, where it is a good sized theater, but it's got fewer seats in it because it's got those big plush recliners. The plush, the nice recliner theaters for a lot of the showings, there's maybe 6-8 people in those theaters. For the standard screens, nobody.
That's
Absolutely no one for the entire weekend. Those screens are going unwatched. It's just nobody is going in and sitting in the regular theaters. So there's almost entirely people in IMAX. A handful of people who are willing to go into the nicer, the ones that have like the, where you get dining brought to you and everything, where you sit in the big nice recliners, and then nobody at all in those just standard theaters. So that is going to cut. That's saying like, yeah, it's doing business, but it's only in the IMAX theaters, right? Those are the only ones that are going to be filling up. I do think it's still going to have an okay weekend. I don't think this weekend is going to be a really big drop off. I think it's going to be pretty average, 50% maybe. What do you think?
I think that it's probably going to do pretty well. What was the first weekend and made like 260 million worldwide or something?
Yeah, worldwide. And so I personally, I'm thinking probably around a 50% drop. I think that the international box office is going to hold okay. Domestic is going to hold fine, but probably about a 50% drop, which means that this second weekend, we're probably looking at somewhere worldwide around 128, 130.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that would bring it up to around 475 to just shy of 500 in this second weekend. That's my guess, right?
Right. And third weekend, let's say it'll make like, it's
going to see a significant drop,
right.
At minimum 60% drops in the third weekend, because
I think that by the time that the third weekend is over, it'll be in the 500s. But the question is, and I might
maybe even 6, but it's going to drop off heavily from there.
I estimated that it would be something between 600 and 700 million. That's what I thought it would be. As of now, it's not completely off track for that. Maybe my mistake is maybe it'll be between 700 and 800 million. I'm not sure if this is going to be a $1 billion movie. I don't think so, although I could be wrong. It is crucial though, because if it doesn't make like, something between 600 and 700 million, it doesn't even break even, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it doesn't matter to the stands, the Nolan people who are out there arguing with people on X, telling them to take their own lives because they didn't like this movie. Those psychos, they're going to say it was a success no matter what, right? It doesn't matter if it absolutely falls off the side of the world next weekend, and it stops making money after 600, and everyone says, oh no, that's that's not enough for them to make back their money. They're still going to say, no, it's going to make another $2 billion on streaming. So they made their money, right? Which is absolute BS, but they're going to say that. They're going to argue that kind of crap. People were out there arguing that kind of crap with Mandalorian and Grogu, right? Oh, no, it did well enough and it's going to make all its money back in toy sales, which we all know that it didn't, because they're all sitting in bins at Ollie's and Five Below. Nobody bought those toys, but yeah, they're gonna try and rationalize it. However, but yeah, it does look like it probably is 700 is probably close, probably around 7. But again, we could be surprised. But my guess is it's definitely going to taper off well before it gets to that billion, even 900 million, I think. And part of that is going to be simply that I think everyone's seen this and nobody's going back, or almost nobody's going back for a second viewing. And I also think that, it was pretty heavily front loaded with all of those pre-sales for tickets.
Yep.
And then on top of that, you've got the Spider-Man spoiler coming in. And if Spider-Man is a big hit, if it's the first big hit for the MCU in a while, it is going to just dominate the box office going forward for a long time.
If Spider-Man is a pretty decent movie, it's going to make a ton of money. It's just like if you walk into Spider-Man and they do all that like weird messaging and they take a dump on you for 2 hours, then it'll fall off a cliff pretty quickly. But if it's at least halfway decent, I think that a lot of people are going to get excited for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If it's half decent, if it's better than a lot of the other crap that we've seen recently with like Thunderbolts and whatever, which, I mean, Thunderbolts even wasn't a terrible movie. It definitely had things wrong with it, but it wasn't a terrible movie. It definitely wasn't the Captain America Brave New World kind of terrible, which is easily one of the worst MCU films I've ever seen. But if it's better than Thunderbolts, if it's something that's fun and people are able to get into the Spider-Man character again, if throwing all of the characters that they've been throwing at this movie, if just sort of throwing everything in, if that doesn't ruin it, then if it's even half decent, maybe pretty good, it's going to do really good money. If it is a knock it out of the park hit, it's going to completely take all the air out of the box office. There's going to be no tickets left, no viewings left for any of these shows. And of course, if it shows up, I've already seen Price specifically at our local theater that looking at next week and next weekend, they have gone when I initially got my tickets, there were around 9 showings in different theaters during the day. They have added 8 more.
Wow.
They've added earlier morning showings. They've added later evening showings. They've added more theaters. So they are already prepared for Spider-Man to just tear it up. And so obviously we have to wait and see. I hope it's good. I really do. I'm sick of bad MCU movies. I'm so sick of these bad comic book movies. But
Phantom Monk says Spider-Man's such a great character. Man, he's bulletproof with stuff. I guess when it means
I mean, obviously, just because it's Spider-Man, I think it's definitely going to have a monstrous opening, right?
Yes.
Now, if it's a good Spider-Man film, if it's really fun and people are enjoying it, it is going to crush everything else in the theaters because people will not stop talking. You know what I mean? The Odyssey will be a distant memory.
Right.
No one will be talking about it anymore.
Spider-Man is unleashed. I agree with you. His run of making money is going to end the second the Spider-Man comes out.
Yeah.
That's going to then dominate everything. If unless it's crappy. The only way Nolan benefits if like people go to see Spider-Man, it's the worst movie ever made.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I suspect that it's going to at least be mildly watchable. Could be wrong. Somebody here, I think it was Nms that said that I should have been on. I should have been on the open bar panel where they discussed the Odyssey, because my opinion was different because they all hated it.
Yeah.
I am sort of torn on this issue because on the one hand, and I've said it before, if I look at it as a movie that's not the Odyssey, it's just Christopher Nolan's big adventure. And he made this movie and he made it the way he wanted to. And I just sit there and I watch it. And I think this movie is Christopher Nolan's big adventure. It's not the Odyssey. I watch it. It's okay. I mean, even then, there's still things we can talk about there when it comes to the sound, when it comes to the colors, when it comes to the accents of the people, when it comes to the strange casting. There's still a lot of things that I would have issues with it, but like there isn't that layer of expecting it to be something else. And I think when I watched this movie, 30 minutes into it, I understood that this is Christopher Nolan's big adventure, and I kind of just watched it in that capacity. And in that capacity, it's not the worst movie I've ever seen, although it's not like a 10 out of 10, like all those weird people on Rotten Tomatoes, all those strange glazers. It's not a 10 out of 10, but I still said, like I told you, it's not the worst movie I've ever seen. I could sit, watch it. I didn't regret seeing it. Probably won't see it again. You know what I mean? I watched it, it was fine, and I went on my way. But if I actually paid attention and I said, okay, did he have reverence for the source material? Did he honor the source material? The answer would be no. And as my friend Badger told me earlier today, because I was telling him why I'm torn here when it comes to giving this movie a grade, he said, listen, had they called it Christopher Nolan's Big Adventure, and in interviews he would have said, this is Christopher Nolan's Big Adventure, at least in that sense, you could say, well, they didn't try to market it as something that it wasn't. But he said, and I agree with him, and it actually has. I've been thinking about that since he told me that the way this was marketed was this was supposed to be the Odyssey. This was supposed to be a faithful adaptation. That's how this was sold. That's what Christopher Nolan said that he did. So once a guy sort of promises something like that and doesn't deliver it, then how can you not look at that and not deduct points for it? You know what I mean? And the other
Hmm.
thing is, you also can't say the guy didn't have a budget. He had $250 million. I've told you before, and I use this as an example. Angel Studios did a movie that was science fiction that probably needed like a $50 million budget, like 50, and they made it for like $6 million. And man, you could tell that they only had $6 million. And even though the movie, you could tell that it's very low budget for what they're trying to accomplish, I could at least appreciate the concept and the idea behind it, and that somebody with some ambition said, hey, we got $6 million, but let's make this movie anyways. You know what I mean? Like, let's do it. And there's something about that can-do attitude that I appreciate. You know what I mean? So I saw it, and when I graded it, I don't remember now, but I think I said maybe it was like a 7 out of 10, because I thought to myself, $6 million, when you look at these kind of Disney movies, that's what they spend on like one day of catering or something. You know what I mean? Like, maybe not one day, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah. They spend, you go to Hollywood, you go to they're over here making a movie for $250 million, and
right.
yeah, there's some of these other movies that it's like, yeah, the catering budget on the Odyssey was 6 million.
Right. I'm sure of it. And it wouldn't surprise me if it was even more. There's so many people, you got to feed them all the time for months. Who knows what? And probably they're all like, they're snooty and they have to give them like, filet mignon or whatever it is. I'm sure like, this thing for $6 million, they could barely put this production together. And that's why a lot of times when I see a movie that I know was made for like, 5 million or 10 million, or even recently I saw that one, I think with Bob Odenkirk, that was made for like 15 or 20 million. I appreciated it. You could tell that they wanted to make the money go as far as they could. Same with that Young Washington movie, $20 million. And you know what? I felt that it stayed more true to the period piece that it was in. Do you get what I'm trying to say when it came to the costumes, when it
Oh,
came to
sure.
the fight scenes or whatever it is? I'm not going to tell you that this was like, Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings level, material, but for $20 million, that Young Washington production made the most. They did the best they could with what they had, and I really appreciated that. Here, there's no excuses when you have $250 million and you're not doing anything that's like accurate to the time, not the costumes, and you're insisting all this kind of IMAX stuff. It's nice IMAX. Listen, it's nice. You see it on a big screen. It's a nice format. But I think that people are getting too excited over it. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. And let's see. Matthew Marcello in the chat, the amount is outrageous. The film doesn't even look like it was made for $250 million. No, it doesn't. There's so much stuff, like I've said, like I feel like the some of the choices they made with the costuming are laughably bad. They're so crummy and plasticky and floppy. It's like these are supposed to be like, it's not, plate armor like they would have had in medieval times, but it's bronze armor. It's made of metal. It's going to be heavy. It's not going to be flexible. It looks silly to have it, look kind of cheap on screen when you spent this much money on the film and keep talking about authenticity and whatever. It's bizarre.
Istophobos says The Shift. I think that's what you meant. Not this shift. The Shift, which I think that was the movie that we're talking about. And yes, that's the movie I meant. It was sort of like the story, a modern day science fiction telling of the story of Job. And it's a guy that, like, in living in our time, that a lot of kind of bad things happened in his life, and then some things go on, and it's as if like this is I haven't watched this in a minute. I watched it once a few years ago, but I remember that was the general idea of it. And there were some things that were sort of supernatural happening, and he was trying to find his wife who forgot about him. And you know what? The idea of the modern day telling of Job, but to make it like in that format and whatever they were doing, there were some really good ideas there. The execution, unfortunately, the movie had some issues, but like I said, there's a different feeling when I walk into a movie that's $6 million that really tried doing something like, with an interesting concept and all this other stuff, and between somebody that had 250 million and couldn't even like make the armor or whatever, you know what I'm saying, like the ships, like could
Mm-hmm.
do the minimum. It's kind of weird.
Yeah. I do remember this movie. I haven't seen it, but it sounded kind of interesting. Yeah, interesting sort of sci-fi take
I think
on that
that's
story.
the best way for me to describe
Yeah.
it. It is not a perfect movie, and it's a movie that you feel like there was a much better movie in it, but at the same time, knowing that they could barely even put this movie together, you kind of think to yourself, well, like I said, I have a lot more respect for people that have like almost no budget, and they're like, darn it, we want to make this movie. I like that spirit. You know what I mean? Like I'll give a few extra points for it when I see it. You know what I mean? And that's the same way I
Sure,
feel
yeah.
about that Young Washington movie, which I would easily give that something in the 70s as well. I thought it was well made.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Again, you look at it,
And
it
on a
doesn't
budget,
have
on
the
a
hundreds of millions.
reasonable budget, right?
Yeah. For I don't think for $20 million you can get a much better, like, George Washington, whatever it is, a young Washington that they were doing there. I thought that they got enough things right, and didn't have an issue with it. So yeah, I'm trying to think what else. If there's other examples this year, I keep saying this like a broken record. I'm the only person that saw this movie. That movie, Power Ballad with Paul Rudd. I saw that movie, and I'm still telling you that for something that's between, they say 7, 8, or 10 million, under 10 million, let's go with that. For under $10 million, I don't think I've seen a better movie this year for that budget than like Power Ballad. And I would even say that regardless of budget, it was one of the more solidly written and put together movies that I'd seen. Sure, it's not a $250 million epic, and in ancient Greece or whatever it is. It's nothing like that. It's very simple, but having a screenplay that works and working economically with so little, and putting together a movie that I didn't watch the movie feeling like, man, they didn't have money to do this. I watched it as a real movie. Do you get what I mean?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I wasn't even thinking. Sometimes some of these movies you kind of think, well, they kind of didn't have budget here, but I didn't think that. I thought, you know what? They made use of every dollar they had available for that movie, and the best thing is that the screenplay is thoughtful. You know what I mean?
Of course, yeah.
It's a screenplay that every scene leads. It's also not like a million hours. I think the movie is like an hour and 40 minutes. Doesn't outstay its welcome. Every scene leads into another scene. And there's no scene that just feels like they shoved it in there for no reason. It moves along at a steady pace. It does what it needs to do. I was really, from what I recall, like really cool with the script for that movie. So that's what I have to say about it. And
Yep.
it also shows you that if you don't have like, you know, a gazillion dollars and you have a good idea and a good screenplay and some good actors and some excitement around it, you could do a lot of good stuff. Not to mention, again, we've mentioned here Obsession, $750,000.
Yeah. And with, and just a few years ago, obviously, we got Godzilla -1, which was a huge hit. It was made for around 15 million, maybe a little 10 to 15 million. And we've got Godzilla -0, which is coming out later this year. Really, the only thing left I'm actually excited to see.
I'm very excited
aside from
for
Spider-Man.
Godzilla -0. Sure.
But yeah, we're ready for Godzilla -0
Good
later
night,
this
Ron.
year. And yeah, that one apparently is receiving a little higher budget, but it's not getting 200 million, right? They're making this one for 25. Sounds like probably. So, it's again a very reasonable budget for a film, and obviously that means that when we get a reasonable budget for a film, even if it's not the most amazing thing that that's going to hit theaters, at the very least, it doesn't have to make $1 billion in the theater just to see its first dime of profit, like something like the Odyssey, right? It's so ridiculous. Yeah, it's one I'm definitely looking forward to. I am not looking forward to Doomsday. We can talk about that in a bit. But no, Doomsday is going to be an absolute disaster of a film. We've kind of already talked about that a bit. Yida says Dune 3. No, I am actually not interested in seeing Dune 3. Not even sure I will, to be honest. It depends on the kind of time I have. I was deeply disappointed in what they did with Dune 2. I thought it was a real mess of a film, and they completely changed the ending of the story. And I just don't know how they come back from that. I really don't. And it sounds like they've made even more changes to the story. And so, I could be wrong. Maybe Dune 3 is going to be good. I don't mind Denis Villeneuve as a director. I think he's made some very interesting things. But unfortunately, I was really disappointed in the second one. And I'm not all that interested in seeing the third, frankly. I know there's a lot of people who are. I know it's going to be a big weekend. A lot of people competing to see Dune 3 and competing to see Doomsday in Infinity Vision. But it's not really a competition for me. Obviously, I'll be going to see Doomsday just because we're obviously going to spend time talking about it here. I've seen all of the MCU films. I'll be going to see it. I do not expect it to be good. I expect it to be a total disaster. But there's Dune 3 just not something that I'm really excited about. And that's going to be another one too that they will have spent such an outrageous amount of money on that I don't even know how it gets to profitability. It's going to be such an expensive film. And with competing with Doomsday, honestly, I think the competition between the two is going to be which one can lose more money. Because yes, Dune 3 is going to have a huge. I actually don't. What is the budget for Dune 3? Let's see here. Budget showing for Dune 3. Oh, it's thinking. Let's see. No officially confirmed budget. Estimates around 200. That probably means it's probably closer to 250 at least. But yeah, that's going to be a huge budget, and I don't think we'll ever know what the actual budget is for the for Doomsday. And obviously they've they've combined some of the budget between Doomsday and Secret Wars, but I don't think we'll ever actually know what that was shot for. But we all have our suspicions, right? I'm thinking that they, if you split it up between the two films, they probably spent close to $600 million making this movie. If you just look at the salaries that they have to pay out to everyone, the directors and producers, the salaries they have to pay out to all of these actors that they are cramming in to that film, it's got to be one of the most expensive films ever made. And if the rumors are true that we're hearing right now, if the rumors are true that they're actually having a really hard time getting this movie to watchable in the in the edit, that is not good. That is really not good. So yes, I have no doubt that there's going to be a bunch of people who are going to run out to see this just because it's an MCU movie, but it's a lot fewer people than Marvel and Disney think it is. There's a lot fewer people who are going to be running to see this movie because they've just given up on the MCU. Now, fair, Spider-Man could bring him back. There could be some people who have walked away from the MCU after the last 6 years, 7 years, and said, I don't, not watching anything anymore. They didn't see Thunderbolts. They didn't see Brave New World. They didn't see a lot of this other trash over the last few years. They just walked away after Eternals was a huge flop. Maybe those people, they see Spider-Man, they hear it's good, they see it, and maybe that gets them in to watch Doomsday, but I still don't think it's going to be enough. And unless that movie really, it does turn around and become something special, I think it's going to be a one and done movie. There's going to be a lot of people there front loaded in the opening weekend, and the actual conversation around it is going to be really negative. The word of mouth is going to be really negative, and it's going to drop off a cliff after the first weekend. And yeah, if they did in fact spend the what we think, 500-600 million on making just Doomsday, there's no way it's ever going to see profit. But of course, we've already heard, I think Script Doctor was saying something about this a while back, that they don't actually intend to make money on this movie. They don't care if they make money on this movie.
There's supposedly they want to build trust in the brand again. But if the movie isn't good, how are they going to build the trust?
Exactly. If the movie's crap, then they're not going to be building trust at all. They're literally, everyone who came to see Spider-Man and said, hey, let's give Doomsday a shot. And then they go see Doomsday and go, oh my God. They're going to walk away. They're not coming back for Secret Wars, right? They will have just burnout. And then once again, it's going to be just like Brave New World. The only people in the theater are the diehard Marvel people. That's it. And they make virtually nothing, or they lose a lot. Actually, they make virtually nothing in the theater, but lose a lot of money on it. So yeah, it's that really Godzilla -0, really the last thing I really have any interest in this year. But we'll see. I don't know. Who knows? If we get some great reviews for Dune 3, maybe I'll be going to see it, but it's definitely not one that's on my list. I don't know about you, Price. But
what if I'm going to see Doomsday?
Dune 3.
Oh, Dune 3. I already saw the first two. I'll watch it. I'm probably not going to be excited about it, but I will watch it.
Yeah. It's going to be one that if I have time for it, I'll squeeze it in. But given the time frame when it's coming out, I don't know that I'll have all that much time to go see, especially not opening weekend. But I don't know. Maybe I'll watch that one on the high seas. I don't know. We'll see.
I'm sure you'll figure something out.
Yeah.
I thought that the first Dune was pretty good.
Yeah, it was.
The second one was like less good.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like the third one is going to be the least good.
Phantom Monk over on Rumble says, just think of the Dune 3 popcorn buckets. Oh, I can only imagine, right, what the Dune 3 popcorn bucket will be. But yeah,
Absolutely.
I don't have any faith that they're going to be able to turn it around and do another good film after they really just kind of changed so much about the story in the ending of that second film. But I don't know. We'll have to wait and see on that one. What else, Price? What else have we got? Oh, I was gonna talk about something else, a surprise. So I've been talking a lot about superhero movies, right? Talking about Spider-Man obviously coming up real soon. A lot of excitement, a lot of hype around that one. Doomsday, got our new trailer for Doomsday. If we want a little bit later, we can take a look at the Clayface trailer if we want to look at that. But a lot of people have been saying that the superhero movies they're dying out. The studios aren't as interested in making these superhero movies anymore because they're not making the money, right? So what's next? What's the next big trend? Where are they going to get their ideas for movies, Price?
Video games.
Video games. So, it dropped out of presentation mode when you had to drop out. So,
oh wait, okay, hold on.
Video games. So, Atari is making a deal with Universal to make movies out of 10 iconic game properties. Iconic from 1981. They are making games out of Atari games from the 2600 era, Price.
I did see this, and it's absolutely ridiculous. The thing is that so many of these games are so ridiculous and have no real development within them that there's not really a movie that you could do out of them.
Yeah, I mean,
let's look at the list.
They're going to make a Pong movie?
Do you have the list of games that they want to do?
Let's see if it shows the list in here somewhere.
Here, you scroll up. I just saw it.
Did you see it?
Scroll down, I think.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Yeah, 10 properties. Yeah.
So, yeah, it says asteroids. Okay, so asteroids, the game is, you're basically this little triangle. I guess it's a spaceship. And there's all these, asteroids around you, and you fire on them. Now, I guess they could try to create a story, but it's not like there's so much lore here to work with. All you have is that there's a spaceship and some asteroids. It's really not a lot to work with. You could, I suppose, make it that you're a pilot and you're in a ship and you're being attacked by asteroids. But man, the premise is kind of thin here.
All right, you know what they're going to do with asteroids?
What are they going to do?
It's going to be Armageddon / Deep Impact. Right?
I see.
Where there's going to be asteroids, they're going to be crashing into Earth, and we have to stop the asteroids before they destroy the Earth. And we get an emotional beats of these pilots who are going to be asked to fly these new ships that are going to go up and take out the asteroids. And we get a song from I don't know what the current current version of Aerosmith would be, but we get a song from them.
Probably Sabrina Carpenter.
Oh, there you go. A really emotional song while they go up and they battle the asteroids
Either
to save Earth.
Sabrina Carpenter, Taylor Swift, or
there you go,
Olivia Rodrigo.
Yep. Now, adventure, right? Adventure. Okay. So it's basically it's a dungeon crawling RPG kind of a thing. Obviously, very early version of that, but yeah, sure.
The thing with adventure is, and I was telling this to Erwin and Badger earlier, and they didn't believe me, or at least Erwin didn't believe me. Basically, the game itself, if you've ever played it, and I have, your main character is a square. And when I say square, it is literally a little green square. Like, because at the time they didn't have real graphics. So can you find a picture of Adventure and show people the green square?
Oh yeah.
Let me see if I can find it. It's just so bonkers that they would even, I guess, I mean, they can create a whole new lore about it and make it seem like some guy's on an adventure in dungeons. It's something to work with, but honestly, what is it? Asteroids and Adventure? I wouldn't pay anything for this, like you could just go and make your own movie. You don't need these guys. You don't need, even if I made a movie called Asteroids, I don't even think I need Atari for it. You know what I mean? Like if I made a movie and I called it Asteroid, what are they going to do? Or if I made a movie and I called it Adventure, what the fuck are they gonna do? Sorry, Sean. Nothing.
I can't get it to. I actually pulled up the game in an emulator, but I don't know what the keys are.
Try SDF, things like that.
Yeah, not doing anything. Not able to get started. Oh well.
Maybe it was one of those F1, F2.
Yeah, I thought so, but
Right.
yeah, cancel.
Adventure. Atari. Okay, let's see if I can.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, there you go. We're playing. There's your
Yeah,
character.
your
It's
main
a
character is a square.
He's a square. And you can.
I mean, really, like, what are they going to do? What is this?
Look, I got the spear. Oh no, the spear, which is just an arrow.
There's no like real lore behind it. You know what I mean? This is just like nonsense. I don't know how. I don't know why anybody would pay money for this. Like, also, most kids don't know what Adventure is. They've never played this, and they never will. Because, like, listen, even though, like, you could say I'm a boomer and whatever it is, maybe just for, like, nostalgic reasons, I would play this once. But even I wouldn't sit around and play this. You know what I mean? Like, this is, like... This is the bottom of the barrel. I mean, sure, when it came out, it was interesting because you didn't have many things like this. So, sure, for its time, but come on.
Yeah. No, but how do you make a movie out of this?
No, ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Oh, look. Oh, I'm in a dark room where I can't see where I am. That could be a scene. We could do a scene where we're in a dark room, Bryce. And our square can't see where it is. Oh no, the dragon is getting me. Ah, the duck dragon ate me. The end.
I mean, listen, there's like you could do a dragon and a guy in a cave and walking around or whatever, but honestly, you could have done that anyways. You could have
Indeed.
done that anyways and called it like, something similar to Adventure. If you're worried, you could be like, like the Great Adventure. Whatever, who cares? The Big Adventure. What are they going to do? Nothing.
Yeah. Berserk.
What are they going to sue you for? Do you understand that they couldn't sue you for anything? What could Asteroids and these other guys sue you for if you said Big Adventure or Asteroid and there was like an asteroid or an adventure in your movie? Nothing.
No.
Berserk.
You know that Asylum is going to make knockoffs of these before Entertainment 360, Atari, Universal, before they're even going to get to it. There's going to be the Asylum Pictures versions of these movies. Yeah, Berserk. I mean, fun game, but you're going to have a guy running around in a maze shooting at robots. I mean, why not? But
I don't even remember Berserk, quite honestly. Do you have like an emulator for Berserk? Can we look at it?
Yeah, let's see.
We're going to show people what these games are because they want to know. Yeah, somebody says Adventurer. Yeah, Adventurer. That's what they call it. Have him walking around in a cave and like slaying dragons. Who is going to say that he copied from Atari? Copied what? You know what I mean?
The emulator's giving me trouble. So let's just I'll just share. Here's a picture of Berserk, right? You're a dude who walks around, shoots at robots in a maze.
I mean, listen, somebody could take this and then make a whole movie around it. I think that what people like about these movies with video games is the lore. Like when I saw Super Mario, whether it's Galaxy, the first one or the second one or whatever it was, even the second one that people didn't like, I still was able to enjoy a lot of the callbacks to the games because I grew up playing all these games. So even though the screenplay was flimsy and you could definitely complain about it, there was still a little bit of fun to be had with the different, callbacks and things to the games and the lore. You know what I mean? There's little things that like you know, for example, that you saw like the Game and Watch version, or that you saw like the Hammer Brothers, or things like that. Little lore things that you know what they are, and music and things like that. But these games don't have any of that. There's no lore here.
No, there's not really anything to there's no there. There's nothing to build on.
There's
for
nothing. This
making
is this is
Yeah.
nothing.
Yep.
Unless, see, and the thing is, you could say, well, they're going to bring the best writers in the world to do something great here. And I have two things to say. One, this property isn't going to help you sell, in my opinion, any tickets to begin with. And two, even if you think that, you're probably not, you probably don't have those writers. I don't think they have the good writers, and I don't think this property is strong enough to carry any of it. This is going to end up being, I could be wrong, unless they bring geniuses and they really do something great, this could end up being like such a turd of a deal,
Oh, absolutely. So what's the next one here?
What's the next? Somebody said Pac-Man with walls. Pac-Man, maybe you could still get away with.
Ooh, bunch of thunder outside.
I feel-
Here we go. So, yeah, Zeus must not be happy with me, since that's the only way that gods show themselves is just through nature doing things.
You have what's his face? You have Breakout.
Yeah,
Isn't Breakout the thing where you're like a paddle and you have to like you hit balls or something?
Yeah.
That sounded weird, but trust me when I tell you, you got to hit the
a
balls.
paddle,
so that-
smacking balls with a
you
paddle.
got to smack
yeah.
them balls. That's what I remember about the game. Was that the one that like Steve Jobs and Wozniak made?
Yes, that's the one for the Atari 2600 that or for the actually the arcade, I think, that they threw together in like a day.
right.
Like,
And I'm
designed
sure
all
like
the
the only
chips
thing
and
the only thing he'll be able to say in the trailer is like, before he made Apple, before they made Apple,
yeah.
Steve Jobs and Wozniak made.
There
this.
you go. There you go. Biopic. They'll make it a biopic about the making of Breakout. They're not actually going to try and use a paddle bouncing and destroying the pride flag. They're not going to do that.
Actually, a biopic about them making the game would be more interesting than making a movie about the game.
Yeah, that would be the easiest way to go. I think that would be the most interesting version.
And you think they're gonna remove this? What are they gonna do? They're not gonna do the pride flag?
Oh well, there's plenty of levels that don't have the don't have the pride flag.
I always remembered this though. I think maybe this is the first level. That's why I remember it.
Yeah, and you can see it. Yeah, there's the cover of the cartridge. You're supposed to be something like there's a silly backstory where you're supposed to be like an astronaut who's doing something. I don't remember what it was. Yeah.
Completely ridiculous. I don't even know. I played this game. I don't remember any of the lore or anything. But
no,
okay.
it was all made up. Remember, the video games used to come with these booklets, right? And like in the booklets, sometimes there were some of them like is on this list, like Yar's Revenge, that came with like comic books that explained like everything that was happening in the game. Like, oh, here's all the story. Like, here's why the Yars want revenge, right? Stuff like that. But no, that's
we have some super chats, and I didn't notice until now.
Oh yeah, there's a handful. There's two or three.
Okay, sorry about that. I want
That's
to.
all right. You can work on pulling those up. Yeah. So yeah, the next one here, we got Centipede. Of course, everyone remembers Centipede, but that was pretty straightforward game in itself. You had a little. Had a little dot and it shot dots out of it and you took out the centipede, right?
I mean, don't get me wrong. I like those games and I like it and it's fine. But between you and me, like, is that really, I guess Centipede is one of the ones that is easier to make a movie out of, because at least there's like, you can do an animated caterpillar or caterpillars or something. But I don't know.
You,
Kuna Ritchie says Tetris worked when it comes to like a biopic.
yes,
That
it did.
movie was better than it had any right to be. The Tetris movie.
That's exactly what I was thinking. That movie was better than it had any right to be. It was really surprising and very enjoyable pick. Now, again, like most biopics, does it make some stuff up? Does it fudge some details?
For sure,
Absolutely, it does. But it's still very interesting, and it still does tell a very very fun story. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say it was a very entertaining movie, and they knew how to make it entertaining. They somehow understood the assignment and made something that I think the movie would have been bigger had it been released to theaters. It was, I think, on Apple streaming or something. I don't know that the movie got as many, you know, as much attention as it needed to, but I did really like it. So this is Space and oh, this is the Centipede one. This is Centipede, yeah.
Yeah, this is Centipede. Yeah, where you're shooting at there's the centipede that's sort of crawling its way down towards you. Sometimes there's spiders that come around. That's what you honestly. This was one that was kind of a fun game in the arcades because it was one of those that used the ball. Right, you use the
Right,
trackball instead of
right.
the regular controllers, which was kind of
A lot of
fun.
balls, yeah.
There's a lot, yeah, a lot of balls, heavy balls, involved in this one. But yeah,
Uh,
it was
Istaf
a decent game. Yeah.
Istafova says, "When you're playing a square, you need to supply some imagination." That was kind of nice about those games. You did have to use your imagination, but the world has changed since then. I mean, I've played enough games later that like look, well, the days of the square are over. You know,
Mm-hmm.
what do
Yep.
we got after Centipede?
Well,
Crystal.
Centipede. There's also Millipede. Essentially the exact. I don't know why they would license both because they're essentially the same
I'll
thing.
tell you why. I'll tell you why. Probably the only reason they would license both is that they demanded both of them. Because if they supplied one group with Centipede and another studio with Millipede, you know, in theory, if Centipede does well, some competing studio could say, "Well, we're doing Millipede." So I
Or
think I
yeah,
think
yeah.
it makes sense that it's almost like the same IP in a way,
Or
and
it
whoever
could
took
be that they're just planning a sequel, right? The
right.
Centipede does big business, and so then they
Yep,
make Millipede to
exactly.
follow it up, just like the games were a were follow up to one another. Yeah.
Yep. And Crystal Castles, I don't even remember that one.
So Crystal Castles, that was kind of a, if I'm remembering, it was kind of a puzzly thing. Here, let me show a picture. Here we go. So this is Crystal Castles. Um, some different shots. Like there's different levels that you went through, different shapes, and there were enemies on those levels that you had to defeat or avoid. I honestly, this is not one that really rings a big bell for me. It looks like would be more
I don't
like
think I've ever
a
played this.
arcade version here. Looks like there's like pellets you collect, almost like a
That kind of looks a little
almost like
familiar.
a Pac-Man thing, but you've got to you navigate it in like this isometric uh view here. Let's see, what's this say? Oh, it's too blurry to read.
It looks familiar to me, like I've seen it before, but I don't really remember.
Bentley Bear is trapped in Crystal Castles. Here's the lore. Bentley Bear is trapped in Crystal Castles, home of Berthilda the Witch and her evil cronies. To escape, you must harvest all the gems in each castle while avoiding the deadly touch of the castle's inhabitants. Watch for the magic hat. As long as he's wearing it, Bentley is invisible, but look out. If Bentley isn't careful, the evil creatures will turn him into bear stew.
Yeah, it looks kind
Oh
of lame.
man, the lore of these games was hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, back when lore didn't really matter that much,
I know. Like
you could
you
just
got to
say
give some
whatever.
motivation to your character. So he's Bentley the bear.
Yeah, so I don't know what to tell you.
Yep. What else did we have here? We had Crystal Castles, Millipede, Missile Command. Everyone knows Missile
Wait,
Command.
I'll just show
That's
you a little thing of it just so people see what it is.
yeah.
Can you see it?
Oh, did you have? Oh no. Oh, you have to switch. Yeah, switch screens.
Oh, hold on.
Yep.
I mean, it's okay, I guess. And this is probably one of the more like high end ones from that era, you know. But it's
Yeah,
still nothing.
that's definitely the arcade, I think, or maybe it's an NES
Yeah, it looks
port.
like the arcade version, the Atari one. But let's just pretend that, like, since it's, they're giving it to them, then they can give them the arcade one, you know? It's fine that we're looking at the arcade one because they bought the IP, but I honestly, again, I think that like the other things that I've said until now, unless you bring people that would have been home run writers to begin with. Do you get what I mean?
Of
Unless you
course,
bring
yeah.
somebody that's like a genius at writing screenplays and you happen to attach him to all these things and have him make like the most creative, interesting stories that he could have made anyways, I don't see how this is going to work.
Sure.
What's your next one? What's
See, the next one is it was Missile Command, right? Missile Command. So
remind me which one is Missile Command?
So this is Missile Command. You have your little bases and you move around and you shoot little explosives to intercept the missiles, right? So I see Missile Command as there's a few different ways you could do it, but you could have a tense drama where we try to decide whether launching the missiles is the right thing to do. What was that movie with Gene Hackman and
right,
Crimson
Hunt for Red
Tide.
October?
Crimson Tide.
That's
No, that's
Crimson Tide.
Crimson
Sorry,
Tide. Yeah.
I thought you know what I meant. Sorry.
Yeah, Crimson Tide. So yeah, you get that kind of a thing where like there's tense arguments over do we have the right orders? Do we not have the right orders? If we launch, we're gonna destroy everybody, but if we don't, we're all gonna die. You know, that kind of a thing.
That movie was really good, by the way.
Oh, that's a fantastic film. Oh my
Crimson
gosh.
Tide, really, really good. You have like so many great actors in that movie. You have like Denzel, you have Gene Hackman, you have like even like smaller roles. Like you look and suddenly there's James Gandolfini and like all these other. There's like no bad actors in that movie, really.
Yeah, no, it is an absolutely great film. I was on the edge of my seat. That was one that I did actually get to see in the theaters back in the day.
I saw it in the theater too. Yeah, I loved it.
Fabulous film. I was blown away. Really, really good movie. So yeah, Missile Command. Yeah, whatever. I don't know. I'm sure they could figure out something to do with missiles and protecting the Earth for whatever. The next one was Pong. Everyone knows Pong. I don't know what the hell.
What are they going to do with it? It's nothing. There's no lore around it. Like, what are you going to do with Pong? Seriously.
Yeah. That's kind of a ridiculous one, right?
You have an image though, just so we can show it?
Oh, let's see. Again, I think the best way to do anything with Pong would be some kind of a biopic. Like here's how we made Pong, or the journey of Pong to the market, into being this huge video game that everyone played. Obviously, there's this what the game looks like. There's a line down the middle and two paddles and a square that bounces back and forth. You did have the original arcade machine, which
you know what?
Yeah.
A biopic about Pong would be interesting because
that would be the only thing you could really do with it, right?
And it would be fantastic. It would be a fantastic if done by the same people that did that like Tetris movie, home run if you do that. But if you're really thinking of doing this in any way that takes itself seriously, like that it's trying to tell a story, really don't have a lot to work with here.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is that they've kind of done some of these already in a way, like essentially, so like Breakout, right? Or Pong, kind of combining those two together. Oh, that's funny, Tim. There was a Pong movie, Forrest Gump. Yes, there was a lot of ping pong in Forrest Gump. Yeah. But no, as they get Tron. Remember one of the games he has to play in Tron. He's throwing a ball across, and it knocks out one of the the part of the floor, so the guy falls through, and they throw it back and forth. It's kind of a Pong like thing that they did, and very intentionally in that film. So yeah, you've kind of already done that, right? But yeah, if you were to make some sort of a biopic or something, I suppose that could work. It was, the first really commercially successful, arcade game, video game. So yeah, there could be a story there to tell. I don't know. And the last one here is Yar's Revenge.
The one thing I'll say is I remember that I once saw something about Pong, And the part that always I remember it is that the people that made it or whatever, I think that wasn't it like Noah Bushnell or whatever it is?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I,
Nolan Bushnell. Yeah.
Nolan Bushnell, whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. So that guy, I think he made it, and there was something, some part of the story that he tells that th- they put this at a bar because they were trying to think where are we going to put this that people are going to play it, and they put it at a bar, and the bar that like let them put it there wasn't even like really excited about it, and apparently it's so interesting because when you do something and they haven't really done it before and you see it play out that way, it's so special that basically I think that the next day it turns out that everybody started playing this at this bar, and the bar called him and said there's something wrong with your machine, it doesn't work. So he's like really stressed. He goes over the bar and goes, he wants to see what's wrong with the machine. Do you know what was wrong with the machine?
It was filled up with so many quarters they couldn't put any more quarters in.
That's 100% correct, Professor.
Yep.
They couldn't put any more quarters, and then he understood that this thing is like a massive hit. It's so great to have that kind of understanding, and also to think, oh, I'll put it in a bar, I'll do this, I'll do that. I love it when people like think outside the box and do something cool. It's just like the guy that made popsicles. You know the guy that invented popsicles. I think it's popsicles. Have you ever heard this story about the guy that made popsicles?
Don't think so.
I think that at the time it wasn't easy to freeze stuff. You needed like the thing that you put the mold that you put the thing in, and you freeze it with the sticks and all that. Now, at the time, I don't think that this is a thing. People aren't really eating popsicles, okay? But he in his mind wanted to make popsicles. So he makes them, and finally, like in the freezer, I don't know what technology or what you had there, but in the freezer, he manages to make it, which at the time was difficult to even do all of this. He makes it. The first batch is ready. Do you know what his conclusion is? You know what his thought process is? The first batch of popsicles ever made. What does he think to himself?
No one's gonna buy these.
No, he thinks to himself, where's the best place to sell this?
Oh,
And
okay.
and then immediately he says, the beach. I got to go to the beach. He grabs the
Mm-hmm.
things that he just invented. He goes to the beach and he's like, hey, do you want to buy this thing? And then they're all like, everybody, I don't know, the kids or whatever, everybody loves it or eating. He had like one batch of it. And they're like, okay, we want more. And like, he doesn't have any more. But the fact that like he just finished inventing the popsicle and he's like, I got to run to the beach now. There's something cool that you have to think like quickly, how do I sell this?
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I feel about that, and also about Pong and the bar and all that stuff. I like it when some entrepreneur person is like has to think quickly on their toes and make decisions like that. But go on, whatever you were saying.
No. So, yeah, the next one here was Yar's Revenge, which I don't know. This one could be an interesting sci-fi movie, I suppose. If you were to do something with it, do you remember this
I
one,
don't
Price?
remember this one. What is it?
Yeah, here, let me. I'll share. Uh, get it to. Oh no! Dang it! Clicked in the wrong spot. Video stopped playing. Try again. I want to turn that volume down. That's gonna be way too loud. So there's Yar's Revenge. So you had like this field you had to fight through, and there's lasers and they shoot at you, and you have to eat away at his shield and try to blow him up with your little missile, and that's how you get from level to level through the game. So the actual sort of backstory here we can see is journey to the Razak solar system and help the Yars battle an evil enemy. And the Yars were supposed to be this race of fly-like technologically advanced creatures that were fighting back against this evil entity that was attacking them or whatever. Yeah, but I suppose you could do something, like I said, sci-fi kind of a film with that, but still, really, we're talking about making movies out of these ancient video games, right? Yeah. I don't know, man. That's a weird one. Um,
Yeah, I mean, again, they'll need the best writers and the best crew. I think this is all dumb. And unless they got it for a really cheap price, if somebody said, take these 10 titles and we'll give it to you for like $1 million, maybe for a studio it's worth it, maybe $10 million. But if somebody came, hey, do you want to buy these for like 100 million or $1 billion? I don't think I'd say yes to this. I could be wrong, but I don't really see the potential. Now, people were saying, what about like Pitfall? And I was thinking that as well. But Pitfall was by Activision. So I think that Atari doesn't even own that. Because Pitfall, you could at least make it some kind of Indiana Jones type of guy. So you could make like Harry, Pitfall Harry, or whatever his name is.
yeah, and that one's not on the list, which baffles me. I think the reason is actually that the original creator of Pitfall actually has the rights to it, not Atari.
Right, because
So,
I think that's how that
yeah.
was the first game maybe that I think that they broke off from Atari, created Activision, and I think that that was Activision's first game. I could be wrong, or one of its first games, but I feel like Pitfall was a big win for Activision, and I think Activision is separate. Atari
Mhm.
doesn't own the IP, so probably their best game and one of their most popular and most well known that could have been something isn't even theirs to do anything with. Also with Pitfall, over the years they made updated versions, so you have more to work with when it comes to games and lore with Pitfall, but you don't have that. You don't have that with these games.
I mean, yeah, obviously it was basically Indiana Jones on the on the Atari.
Right.
Yeah, and it was David Crane. I was trying to remember who that was. Yeah, he was. Yeah, he designed that, and then it was made for, like you said, released by Activision
I mean,
for the Atari. But yeah, they.
I mean,
they
I
didn't
guess
have
they
the
could do
rights to it.
Kaboom, but I don't really know what you do with Kaboom.
Some Hamburglar guy breaking out of jail. That's
Right. Breaking out of jail and dropping
Kaboom.
bombs. That's going to do
Yeah.
really well these days with
Oh
kids,
wait.
right?
Oh, Hamburglar, JJ, bombs. Yeah,
It could work.
You
Yeah,
could do
he could be
something
the
with.
right guy for the job. He could play him too.
You can play him too. Yeah, exactly. So this was so it sounds like it says Matt Riley and I grew up. Oh wait, no, sorry. The Catalyst was an original spec by Riley, the longtime studio exec at Universal who pivoted to screenwriting and producing, and Hamp, a producer on Hellboy who also worked on the Jungle Cruise, among other films. Yeah, Jungle Cruise, that was a real hit in theaters. Oh, we grew up playing Atari 2600 games and remained fans ever since. The best games dropped you into a world and let your imagination do the rest. Carl and Matt saw an opportunity to take that same spirit and build original, large-scale adventure around it. It doesn't say what this screenplay was, right? It doesn't say which one of these movies it was for, which one of these IPs it was for, but man, oh, does it sound terrible. I feel like, you remember when they were adapting board games into movies?
Yeah, I just want to say quickly, Mega Man, I think it would make a good movie. I really like Mega Man, and I
Yeah.
hope that one day somebody does something with it. I don't quite know why they didn't do something, because Mega
Well,
Man...
they did do there's actually I think 3 or 4 different Japanese anime series that
But
were
is there
made.
like a live action?
But a live action, no. I don't
Or
think so.
even one of those like Super Mario Galaxy ones that it's like a big time movie. I don't think that they did it.
Yeah, I think you
I've
could.
never
I
had
think you
access
could do. I think you're right. I think you could do like a big time, Sonic, Mario Galaxy kind of a thing with CG animated character telling a story. I think you could do something worthwhile with that. Yeah, and there's decades, like I said, of manga and anime based around the property of Mega Man to build all of those stories around too. So I think you could do something really well with that. Yeah.
Yep.
But
I think so too.
I'm not convinced about the asteroids film myself. But if you use my idea, Hollywood, and you do make an Armageddon type movie, I expect to be paid. Damn it.
I don't think they're gonna pay you.
You're right. You're right. There's not a chance.
Let me see if I can find all those super chats that we weren't paying attention to.
Yep.
I think I found them now. Okay. So the division line is Gene Trek and Kurtzman Trek. By the way, the Dead Man has his own channel where he talks about Star Trek, and you should check it out. The Dead Man 79. Thank you for the 199 super chat. The Division line is Gene Trek and Kurtzman Trek. Yeah, I mean, Gene Trek. Anything before the end of Enterprise is for me considered Trek. Anything afterwards, 90 something percent of it is not. And if you are in a festive mood and very forgiving and generous, maybe Picard season 3, you could categorize it as watchable because Alex Kurtzman really didn't have anything to do with it creatively. And then when it came out, he immediately became bitter and got rid of the one guy that was trying to do something. So that's what I have to say. Then we have the Dead Man 79, 199. Don't fight with Petty, won't back down. Oh, like Tom Petty. Okay, I got it.
Won't back down.
Yeah, no, it's a classic song. And then we have $2, another $2 from the sorry, this is from Douglas Nutt. Says, did Captain Marvel begin Fury's idiot arc? You know, it did, because at the end of that movie, the cat is the one that scratches his eye, and you always thought, oh, it's so badass how he got the eye thing, but instead it's like some kitty cat scratching him.
Yeah, some space cat scratched him in the
Whatever,
face,
yeah.
and now he loses his eye.
Sucks. Yeah.
So dumb.
So annoying. They just, in one fell swoop, just made him look like an idiot. Then $5 from Ron Donofero. Unfortunately, Disney can destroy any franchise, and that's true. I do agree with that, and thank you, Ron Donofero, for the $5 super chat.
That has been well proven, Ron. They can destroy anything they get their hands on.
Anything. And then E. Clay Thomason says, watchable maybe, but not Star Trek. You know, like I said, I'm sort of on the fence about it. There were some moments I liked about that series, but I can also recognize some issues there. It required some goodwill from people, and I know some people were not in a goodwill type of mood, and I don't blame them. I was able to watch it. I said even at the time it's not perfect, but it is like leagues above anything else from the quote-unquote Kurtzman era, mainly because he just had nothing to do with it. And if anything, he restrained the guy trying to make it, and made him, he was only like dead weight, if you understand what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
No pun in, you know what I mean? Like you didn't really contribute creatively. Hey, Six, how's it going?
Yeah, and Six has also sent you a little gift as well.
Oh, she did? I didn't.
Yep. No, it's okay. Let's finish out these super chats here. And then
okay. Wouldn't Dragon's Lair be cool live action? But that one's not an Atari game. Isn't that the one that's like animated in the
that one? That one is owned by Don Bluth.
That would be cool, by the way.
Yeah. Although, I mean, obviously it kind of was always meant to be animated. It was an animated Don Bluth, thing, and then actually he did make a movie out of it later, but
didn't it suck though?
I think it was a bomb. I don't remember. Didn't they? I think it was funded through crowdfunding, wasn't it?
I'm not 100% sure what happened with it.
Oh, now I gotta find out. Because if I remember, it was they couldn't find funding for it, so they went the crowdfunding route. Okay, so Dragon's Lair, the movie, long running. Hey, I can share while you're digging up that any other super chats.
I'll dig up the other super chat. Six is a great friend of the channel. I mean, great friend in my opinion. I don't know if she considers me a great friend, but I consider her a great friend.
Yeah, so Dragon's Lair, the movie, long-running adaptation project of the classic arcade game, latest reports is being developed as a live-action film at Netflix rather than the originally planned animated version. And that's from a Hollywood Reporter story from June of last year. So sounds like that's being developed as a live-action thing. Interesting. So the director of Disney's Muppets and Muppets Most Wanted is in talks to tackle Dragon's Lair as a Netflix adaptation of an iconic arcade game from the 80s. Ryan Reynolds is producing the feature, first set up in 2020. Also producing are Roy Lee, Vertigo Entertainment, Trevor Engelson of Underground, Don Bluth, Gary Oldman, and John Pomeroy are also producing. Reynolds was at one point attached to Star, but no longer. So, yeah, that sounds like that's has been in development hell for a while. Perhaps it's going to become something over at Netflix. Maybe.
Who knows?
As a live action film. So, good instincts there. Sounds like it might actually be a live action project.
Well, Six gave us a $1.49 umbrella in the sand, I guess.
Yeah.
Not sure what it is,
But
but
beach
I
umbrella,
appreciate
yeah.
beach. Very nice. Thank you, Six. And then I wanted to ask you, because we're going in weird circles today, but it's on the docket. I was wondering, which one do you think is going to do better, Doomsday or Spider-Man? Like, which one do you think will have the better box office?
Oh, which one? Spider-Man easily
Defeats Avengers Doomsday at the box office.
defeats Avengers Doomsday at the box office. Yeah.
I
think Spider-Man still has a lot of goodwill. It's a very recognizable character. I think people are very interested to see it. And I think that's going to be one that's going to do really well. And hopefully, again, if it is a good movie, I think it's going to dominate the box office for, weeks, maybe months. And, make potentially even make the Odyssey a distant memory. But we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, it needs to be a good movie first. But I think that's going to be better. I think Doomsday is going to be an absolute train wreck. So I do think it's going to see a really good opening weekend. There's no question it will. I think there's definitely going to be some excitement to see Robert Downey Jr. There's going to be some excitement to see some of these characters coming back that they haven't seen in a while. If Spider-Man is a big hit, that's going to bring some additional interest in Doomsday. People are going to be wanting to see that. But it looks right now like that movie, the plot and the way that it's coming together and the edit and everything, if all the rumors coming out are even just a little accurate, this movie is coming apart at the seams, and it is going to be a mess. And people are going to be out there that first weekend, and then the word of mouth is going to be terrible. And it's going to see a huge drop in the next weekend. We're talking Supergirl levels of drop in its second weekend.
If you had to gamble, what kind of box office Spider-Man is going to do, and what kind of box office Doomsday is going to do, what do you say?
If Spider-Man is okay, if it's as good as the weakest of some of the earlier Spider-Man films, I can still see it pushing 800, 900. Like, it's a character people really like. Now, because I don't see Spider-Man as being a total flop of a movie. I think it's going to have a lot of interest. I think it's going to be at the very least a passable film. If it's really good, it's going to break the $1 billion. Yeah. Maybe up more.
I don't know if it's me that's dropping out or you. Is it me or is it the professor?
Can't tell.
Could you hear me now, or could you not hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah. You were breaking up a little bit on my end, so it's kind of hard to tell. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if they heard you as a robot or me as a robot, although you are a robot, so that would make sense. In any case,
So I think that probably, if this is as good as, if not better than the previous Spider-Man films, you're gonna see a really, really solid box office. I would not be surprised to see it break the $1 billion. If it's a solid film. If it's just okay, maybe 8, 9. But yeah, I think it'll break the billion, maybe upwards of 1.2.
And Doomsday, what do you see happening with that?
Doomsday. If what we're hearing is true, I think it's going to have a massive opening weekend. We're talking, opening weekend of like, we recently talked about Doctor Strange.
I think it can make
multiverse,
like
Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, right? Where its opening weekend was topping 400 worldwide, right?
I think it can top 400 easily worldwide as an opening.
Yeah, for its opening, but tapering off hard after that. Probably maybe hitting 700. Maybe.
I think that the movie is going to make like $500 million in its opening weekend. And then even if it kind of tapers off and there's all these drop-offs, it could still even crawl to like, in its worst case scenario, probably crawl to like 700-800. I think the brand and just bringing all those guys back and the marketing they're going to do is probably going to be good. I think that that's solid enough to bring the people into the seats. I do feel like there's going to be like a fear of missing out moment, and a lot of people are going to see it.
Could be.
Yeah, if I had to give my thoughts on it, it's the type of movie is that when the dust settles, it'll be really not highly regarded, but maybe with the excitement of its release, they'll sucker people into watching it. Maybe it's the second one that's going to lose all the money.
Yeah, I think if Doomsday is the disaster that it looks like it probably will be, it's still going to have a huge opening, especially if Spider-Man is as big and as popular as it looks like it will be. That will drive up demand for Doomsday, because people will say, oh, MCU's doing well. Maybe this movie's going to be good. Maybe we get back to the theater. Again, there's also the draw of seeing some of these characters that you haven't seen recently, seeing them again. Matthew Marcillo, yep. Patrick Stewart coming back as Professor X to be killed off yet again, which we will see in this movie. But if we get some really great excitement, some build up from Spider-Man, yes, I think Doomsday does all right. But I think that if this really is as awful as we think, the word of mouth is going to be really bad, and I think that's going to spread real fast. And so some of the people who were still iffy about it, the people who have walked away from Marvel over the last 6 or 7 years, they may still be a little iffy about going to see it on that opening weekend, and they're going to start hearing the negative talk around it and just say, yep, that's what I figured, and they're going to walk away. They're not going to come to it. So, yes, we're going to have a big opening, like I said, probably 400, maybe even 450 on that opening weekend. It's going to be really solid. And past that, if it really is terrible, then yeah, the second weekend we're talking a 60+% drop, maybe even a 70, and the movie will be toast from then on out. Now, if Doomsday is a bomb, Secret Wars doesn't have a chance in hell. No one is going to come back to see part 2 of a terrible film, right? There's not going to be, but look, we're going to bring back all these characters. There's this whole new story to see. Endgame was the event that it was because Infinity War knocked it out of the park. It's a just fantastic film. It's really well done. They brought all the characters together. They told an interesting story, tying up all of these loose ends from all of these films. They brought all of those characters together from all over the MCU, and they told a really interesting story with real serious stakes, and they nailed it. It's not the best movie I've ever seen, but it's really solid as a film, and it really delivers on a lot of what everyone expected of it. If that movie had been a total bomb, if that movie had sucked and everyone had, really terrible buzz, nobody would have come back for Infinity War. They would have been like, what are they going to do? Come on. And I think at this point, there's so little goodwill left for the MCU that if Doomsday does just crater in the box office, we're talking 450, 500 million in the box office at most for Secret Wars. And then the MCU's dead. Even if they're trying to reboot it and they're trying to throw all these new characters in, new actors in, whatever, it's toast. And Whalemo 3, the X thems. No, it's Team X now. That's what they call it. That's what they're going to call it. Team X, because they don't want to talk about the X-Men. Yeah. But yeah, it looks to me like, obviously we can't know until it arrives, but there's so much that we've been talking about on the back end of all the rumors and everything that have been coming out from inside the studio about Doomsday that I don't see that there's even a chance that it's a good film.
Do you think it'll run out of gas before Dunce?
Is that
Run out of
Dune
gas
3?
before they come out on the same weekend?
Yeah, but which one is gonna?
Which one craters first? Well, I don't know. I think there's more excitement, at least right now. There's more excitement for Dune 3. It seems like the people who are interested and enjoyed the second one are really interested, really excited to see the third one. I think they've lost some audience already, but I think that the audience that is interested is going to be excited to see it. And I don't really have a feel for how the development of that of Dune 3 is going. I haven't really heard a lot of talk about it or seen articles about it. It seems like right now things are okay, things are going well. They're making the movie they want to make. Now, if that's the movie people want to see,
yeah, I mean,
they're
so deviated.
It's unlikely it's something I want to see.
Yeah, they're so far off from the books now. That they screwed that up in the second one. So wherever they're going, it's not going to be anything like the source material. But the people that like it really do seem to like it. You remember that meme going around where like they had an intervention for the guy because he didn't like Dune? It was kind of funny.
I thought the first one was decent. I just thought the second one wasn't as good as the first one.
Yeah, at least I can take Dune more seriously as a movie. I mean, again, if this was just, desert planet space adventure, I'd be okay with it. But as a Dune movie, I didn't like it much. But Doomsday seems like an absolute disaster. And I got to tell you, in 10 years, the textbook definition of enshittification is going to have an Infinity Vision logo on it.
Could be right.
It will.
I mean, all they're doing is putting a sticker on a cinema that you've been to dozens of times and charging $10 to $20 more. Like, if that's not the very definition of it, I don't know what is.
Yeah, Shawnee is going to drag down the movie because they tried to make her more of a girl boss.
Yeah.
When that is not who that character is. She's very capable. She's a strong, capable warrior, but she's also knows her place as as his basically his concubine, right?
Well, her place is being dead after the twins are born. So
yes, this is true. Yeah, and there's no way in hell they're going to do that. They're not going to kill her off.
And that fundamentally affects Paul's character. If she doesn't die, then everything else that happens to him doesn't make that much more sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, so that's that, and that. I mean, you voiced it right there. That's why I don't have any faith in this third movie. There's somebody. Fat Joe keeps saying he's interested, he's ready, he wants to see it. Matthew Marcelo says Dune 3 definitely has more goodwill. I agree. It definitely has more goodwill than Doomsday, and I know there's a lot of people who are excited to see it. And I'm not blaming you. If you were into it, you were into the second movie, you enjoyed it, and you want to see the third one, then that's great. I hope you go. I hope you enjoy it. I just feel like they changed so much in the second one. I'm not sure I'm going to be interested at all in seeing the third one, just because of my own experience with Dune and everything. So.
By the way, Emperor Goodwin, I like this comment that he says IMAX will be synonymous with 3D. It's true. I mean, listen, there's nothing wrong with IMAX, but I do think it's overhyped. Like, okay, so it's big on the screen. It's big.
It's so giant.
Well, there is something wrong with it. It's 50-year-old technology that they don't even have replacement parts available for.
Yeah, there's been a lot of talk about that recently, that for the actual the 70 millimeter cameras, and then especially the projection equipment, that in fact they're having a real hard time keeping these cameras and projectors working, because not only are the parts not made anymore, they don't have the original engineering schematics to make new parts.
Yeah, and they don't have the engineers that designed and built it. They're either dead or fired,
dead or retired, and they're not coming back. And so they have a hell of a task in trying to actually do something with the technology that they have now and keep this around, because the actual technology itself is long past its original engineered life, right? And so since they are running out of the abilities to actually even maintain these machines, this giant 70 millimeter IMAX, the big museum theaters showing IMAX stuff, like they're going to have to find some new technology. They're going to have to find a new way to do it outside of the giant film. Yeah.
Speaking of technology, if you're watching this stream through the Rumble app and you haven't yet signed up for it, now is a good time to do that, because Rumble is the freedom of speech app. So you could sign up for free and then follow us, and you'll always know when we're streaming. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Also, if you're watching on another platform, if you're, let's say, on YouTube, this channel is called Price of Reason Live, and you may have arrived here from some other social media account, from some other channel that I have a different channel, and maybe you haven't noticed that you're not subscribed. Now's the perfect opportunity, perfect to stop what you're doing and subscribe to this thing, because that's the best. There's nothing better than subscribing to Price of Reason Live. And now that I've gotten that out of the way, I'll let you guys continue.
Is my mic too hot? Or do you have auto gain on me?
It sounds okay to me.
Okay.
I lowered yours a little because it sounded really loud when you started talking. So I kind of, on my end, I have an opportunity to lower it a little.
Okay. I lowered it too, so as long as it sounds okay.
Yeah, it sounds fine now. Yeah.
Oh man, the whole thing is the tickets are already on sale for Doomsday, and it looks like this whole Infinity Vision scam is actually working, and it's kind of depressing.
Yeah,
because those seats are really selling out. Like, people are thinking they're getting something special, and they're gonna jack the ticket prices up, by 20% or more. I don't know. I guess if you're dumb enough to fall for it, fooling his money. But again, as much as I've tried to explain it to people that it is a nothing burger, they don't seem capable of understanding
that. Also, another thing I was thinking, if you're lurking, especially on Rumble, and you haven't yet dropped, a live chat message, like a chat, that's really good. You should do that right away. So for the Rumble lurkers, well, I guess if you haven't signed up, you can't do that. But if you happen to be signed up and you're listening, and you're just not that type of person that likes to drop messages really help us with algorithms. So if you're in the chat and you want to say, like, how much you're enjoying the Night Owl, now you can do that. No pressure, of course, but go on.
Speaking of algorithm, I just broke 950 subs while your show was streaming.
Awesome, man. Awesome. I feel like, again, you've been doing really, really well since you launched this channel. And seems to be growing every day. So I think you're on the right track.
I've noticed all the accounts attacking my tweets about the Odyssey. I don't think they're real because they will say something, but they never respond, they never answer, and they never get specific. Because I asked, they said, "Oh, it's technically brilliant, technically perfect." And I'll say, what about 50-year-old camera technology is new that you've never seen before in this film? And I have yet to even get an answer.
Yeah, a lot of times those people, it's one out of two things. Either they're bots, like you say, and it's either AI or some bot situation going on, or the other thing is they're just dumb. It's really hard to tell because it's a 50-50 situation. I've run into enough dummies that they come, they leave some wise ass comment, you answer them with something really smart, and the only thing they can do is either not answer you and disappear. I've had many cases over the years where somebody blocks me and disappears. There's nothing like my pet peeve is that you come start like some weird thing and start answering my post. I actually answer you with like real information, do it respectfully, and then you just block me and run away. There's nothing that annoys me more. And plus, they also, some of them do another thing. At least they used to do it. I pay attention less now, but what they would do is they'd try to have the final comment. So they'd write, "You're a terrible person, you're a racist," and whatever it is. And then what they would do is they would block me, so I couldn't answer them. So the last thing like that happens in the thread is I say something smart, they say something lying and stupid.
Yeah,
I
they post a
explain.
dumb meme.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
another thing, like a dumb
Yeah.
meme. That's
Yeah.
you know, either that or they just call you a racist or whatever it is, and then they run away and they block you. Now I'm going to tell you a secret. I at some point prepared myself for that situation, and what I would do is I'm sharing everybody a real secret here. What I would do is that I would have like a another account, one that I don't use for anything, that I don't care, and I don't even use it. And the only purpose of this additional account is I would show up and say something like, you know, I would say, explain why this person's an idiot, and then that account blocks them. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So then what happens is that they're stuck with their meme or you're a racist, but then there's one final word, the last word of somebody, fine, it won't be Price of Reason, but somebody like that sounds very much like Price of Reason, mopping the floor with a person, and then like I do the block button. So I'm basically returning the favor to them, and now they can't do anything because yeah, they blocked Price of Reason, but Price of Reason isn't the person that answered. It was like, you know, John Smith of Reason, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have a not Istophobos account that I will, so if they block me, just you know, it's annoying, but I don't care so much as of now.
Whalen says Price has a burner account. I just want to explain this burner account. I don't do anything with it except for this. Like, it's such a rare occasion. I only do it as a matter of principle because it annoys me that they would try to. The idea of saying something crappy and running away and blocking me is so sniveling. It's such a shitty thing. It's like you have no honor. You know what I mean? So in that case, that's the one case where I feel like a burner account, it's justified to have one, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I just, I don't even bother now though, because it's so common and it's such a typical tactic. And you know that you're never going to get good faith engagement anyway. I'm surprised at how many people on my videos will disagree with me, but do it in a civilized, articulated way. And I mean, I don't have a lot of them, but it's like I haven't really got a whole lot of people like that on YouTube. And I'm saying, if you're willing to have a real discussion, I'm always up for it, right or wrong. Like, I don't, you can disagree with me all you want. If you're really arguing in good faith, I mean, that's how we learn. I'm not always right. I'll change depending upon the addition of new information, you know?
Unfortunately, the massive percentage of anyone on X posting any kind of engagement with you, it's going to be, oh, you're just a dumbass.
Yeah,
I like,
typically
thanks for the fabulous conversation. Yeah.
Yeah, I typically only look at the people I already know because, you know, we have a group and I'm familiar with them. I did want to ask you, did you guys hear and see about Sunny Hostin from The View, her son getting arrested? It was kind of a funny story.
No.
So, so you know who Sunny Hostin is, right? That absolutely obnoxious race baiter. So her son, I guess he just graduated from Harvard or Yale or one of those, which she can't help but name drop like 5 times in every sentence.
Mm-hmm.
He was caught jogging in a no trespass zone on some railroad tracks. That is a very difficult place to access, very clearly labeled. You're not supposed to be there. And not a place you would show up by accident. There's only like 2 reasons. So I guess the owner's call, he got arrested, and then on body cam, I guess Sunny Hostin, who bitches about people's privilege all day on The View, came and tried to exercise her privilege to get him released.
Right, I saw that.
And they took him away in handcuffs. But it's one of those places, there's only 2 reasons to be, and jogging at 2 a.m. isn't one of them. You're either looking to buy something or you're looking to sell something.
But he's a Harvard grad.
Yeah, exactly. The body cam is kind of humorous, but my thought was, what a shit show this would be if the police hadn't had everything on body cam.
Mm-hmm.
We would have been assaulted with like the Civil War wouldn't have been as racist as this run-in with the police were. You know?
Man, yeah, I have to say I find no end of entertainment with this increase in body cams on cops, because we are getting to see these people who make these outrageous claims about their encounters with cops, about how racist they are and all this stuff, and we are getting to see these people completely effing unhinged, losing it over, like, I saw a video the other day, and it's like, you want to talk, they're so rude, and they're targeting, black people, black women, all this stuff. And there's literally, they come up to the, door to ask a woman for her ID. I don't have to give you my ID, you fascist. And it's like, and the guy's like, whoa, hold on. This is just a traffic stop. All I need to see is your ID. And starts swearing up like nobody's business. And he's like, okay, if you're not going to, you need to step out of my car. I don't have to step out of my car. I'm a sovereign citizen.
Oh,
and then the tasers came out. It's like, and you know exactly why. And they've got it all on body cam, and she can't say they were racist, whatever's, because she wasn't being awful. She was not listening to instruction. It's just it's nonstop hilarity, to be honest.
And what's always the refrain when the cuffs come on? I didn't do nothing. I didn't do anything. I didn't do nothing.
You're gonna cuff me now? What's going on? Why are you cuffing me?
Right.
Yeah. So, and then there was the woman. I guess she's like an older African American woman. She has a popular TikToker, and she moved to basically, essentially, a different kind of neighborhood. And she talked about how quiet and peaceful it was, and she just got lambasted all over the place. And her response is pretty funny. I don't know if it's something, I don't think you could actually play it. You'd have to beep out a bunch of stuff ahead of time,
I would imagine.
But I'll send you, like, because she was funny. She's just like, I want to raise my son in a way where, he's not going to, like, follow around drug dealers and all this other kind of stuff. It's quiet and peaceful, and everybody's nice. We were told that these people are horrible, but she loves it there. Mm-hmm. And she just got torn up on TikTok. But she struck back. This isn't the kind of woman to keep her, like, she went full on back at him. And I don't know, I just thought it was funny because, we're just so tired of it's all gaslighting, the fake agenda peddling. It's so, and that comes back to the, I wish there was a way, like, if the Odyssey had come out, but nobody knew it was Christopher Nolan, I wish there was a way to see how well it would have done, that being the case.
You'd like to slide over to that universe, right? And see this movie that doesn't have Nolan's name on it, so that everyone's just glazing it because they think he's the greatest director of all time when he's clearly not. Oh man, we actually have some Rumble rants, Bryce.
Oh, cool.
That missed one earlier that I didn't see. We got a second one.
Okay,
just a moment ago.
One Punch fan. When is the next karaoke stream? And could you invite WDW Pro or Marvin Montanaro on? These are good questions. I will see what I can do. Both of them, I like them both, so I would be happy to do something with them.
And then we have an earlier one also from One Punch fan. Are you able to find it? In the donations up there, yeah, it's showing.
And just so you know, if you ever see that a while goes by and we didn't see your thing, don't be afraid to say, "Hey, you missed my chat" or whatever it is, because we want to. Oh wait, donation.
I can see it under donations. Yeah.
Okay, so sing it, Price. Save Stargate.
And you're gonna do a better job than I did for One Punch fan on Midnight's Edge in the morning yesterday. So yeah.
What is there a song for it?
No, just sing it however you like.
Hold on. I don't know what to do. First of all, I want to say that I don't like Martin Giro, but you asked for it and it is a Rumble rant. So I don't want it to sound like my canceled Disney Plus, and it's also in the middle of the night.
You could add the hashtag in there if you want some extra syllables. You could say hashtag.
Save Stargate.
Oh,
that's good.
Absolutely. Moving.
I mean, for middle of the night, this is the best I could do.
No, that's real singing. Like, I do not do a good Christopher Walken impression. I do a horrible one. But Brown had me reading everything in that voice on Wednesday night.
I was in there for part of the stream, and I was like, "Oh my god, stop!" I felt a little bad for you, honestly. I mean, everyone was having fun with it.
What are you doing?
Christopher Walken.
I did. I heard a little bit of that. Yes.
Yeah. So sometimes if I'm not thinking about it, I'm in the bathroom or something, I can actually nail it. So if I keep going long enough, I'm going to hit something. But I understand very much that it is not a good impression. But, it was it was fun. But at the end of it, I'm like, okay, yeah, they ain't exactly laughing with you.
Since I heard Robert Downey Jr. doing his Werner Herzog impression, I've been working really hard on my own Werner Herzog.
Yeah,
it's not that exciting.
No, only Werner can get away with that. That's the thing. It's amazing when he does it, but nobody else can get away with that. It doesn't work.
We got another Rebel rant from One Punch fan.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Give me a second. Let's see. Singing tip. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
You did well enough to earn a tip. So yeah.
I appreciate that very much. I really do. It's very, very nice of you. So, and I probably could do better than that, but again, late at night, I did the best I could. What's still on our docket? What didn't we go over?
Kurtzman Trek.
We were going to talk about Kurtzman Trek being glazed. We also said we might talk about Clayface, so we can do that as well.
Okay, let's start because I think that after all the Rotten Tomatoes stuff that you've been through, I think that at least earlier today, Strange New Worlds, Star Trek, Strange New Worlds, not real Star Trek, but Kurtzman's Trek, had a score of 100. It now dropped to 95% with critics. But I just thought it was interesting that Rotten Tomatoes, they were boasting earlier that they had 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. I can't imagine who would ever give this show 100% or a 95% or anything like that.
People that are paid to, of course.
How many?
That-
And Professor, I think you commented on the post that I did.
And season. So yeah, no. It has 95, but no, that's the whole series. They're talking about specifically season 4. So if we look at season 4, yeah, 100% for season 4. It has a grand total of 14 reviewers who have given it scores. Absolutely none of them gave it a 100%. Not one of them gave it a 10, right?
Yeah.
The closest you get is somebody who gave it an A minus. The rest of them are like 3.5 out of 5, 3.3 out of 5, 7.5 out of 5, 6 out of 10, which again, that's the ridiculous part. 6 out of 10. That is barely passable as a movie. Like, it's just okay.
I have a question.
That gets a fresh.
I have a question for you, both of you. Is there a way to do emotes for Rumble? I didn't even know. Do they have their own emojis?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they do.
I'm gonna look into that.
You can do your own. Yeah, I think it depends on your channel, but I would imagine you're since you are able to get the rants, you're monetized enough to do emojis.
I see that Mr. Brown Alliance has joined us.
Yeah, you have some emotes already, cheers, I guess.
And I'll do the thing that he loves the most, and I'll send him an invite, which I'm sure.
Yeah, Brown, if you're up for it, you're welcome to join.
You're always welcome. Sending you an invite. Here you go.
Yeah. Well, it's no mistake that Rotten Tomatoes aggregates the score that way because their job is to sell movie tickets. They're owned by a movie studio. They're owned by a business that sells tickets. So really, I'm surprised you actually have the ability to give it anything negative at all. It would just be like your choices are good, really good, great, and fantastic. Like,
Let me see for a second, because you sent me a post and I didn't notice. Ista, did you want me to show that thing?
No, that's up to you. I just sent it to you so you could. It's interesting what she has to say, but she does use a lot of swear words. So I wouldn't just go ahead and start playing it. That was for your own amusement.
I see. Okay. I'll look at it after the stream. Yeah. I don't want any trouble. But it's nice to see Mr. Brown hanging out. And I did send him an invite. I don't know if it interests him, but he did get an invite.
Yeah.
So
yeah, if we were just on Rumble, I'd totally have you play it, but we're still on YouTube, so you don't want to.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree with you. It's tricky on YouTube sometimes.
But it really, if you think about it, so this is it's a Star Trek show. It's been out for a while, and only 14 professional critics have even bothered to review it. Let's see what they say.
I want to see first of all, it's like Professor said, some of these are like 3.5, 3.3. When I give something like a 3 out of 5, it's basically saying that I almost failed it. You know what I mean? Like, it almost failed. So these aren't like flying colors, but the way they present it, it's like 100%. So Josh Bell says, for viewers who have been following the show since the beginning, this is another highly enjoyable season with a slight course correction for past missteps. Then another person says, season 4 isn't great, but it's a marked improvement over season 3. And it has like 100%. You know what I mean? Like, this is not like, this doesn't sound good at all.
The only correction for past missteps is to cancel the show.
Right.
Yep. Oh, we've got Mr. Brown Alliance.
Wow.
Hey there, Brown.
Hey, Ian.
Let me add you to the mix, because I feel like you probably don't have a OBS thingy.
Yeah, put a little something up there.
Okay. I'm gonna do this. Give me 1 second. Oh, you know what? Maybe I already have you here somewhere. No, that was Robot Head.
That's Robot Head.
That was Robot Head. That's a good one. That was Nick.
That's Nick.
Oh, Mr. Brown.
That could be Brown. There we go. Oh, he's still muted. So maybe he'll be joining us here in a second.
He has to unmute himself.
Yep.
That I can't do. That he has to do on his own.
Can you hear me, Stephen? Are you there? Can you hear me?
Yes, yes,
Hello,
we
hello.
can hear you.
Yep.
You're right.
Greetings,
Morning.
Brown. Yeah, we're good.
Good evening. Good morning to you.
7:26 a.m.
Oh, that's nothing. Sun's been up for what? An hour?
For 2 hours, maybe 3 hours, 2 hours. I don't know. The cats need feeding at 6:15.
Well, we do need to make sure that we service that pussy.
Gotta keep the pussy
Yeah.
happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the north of England, the sunrise is like 3 a.m. because that's when it gets dark in the wintertime. So
Mhm.
Okay,
Because-
let's quickly. There aren't many to go through. Strange New Worlds may finally be embracing its greatest strength, telling compelling stories that are adventurous, visually spectacular, and most importantly, fun. Reminds
Oh,
you
get
why
it.
Star Trek has endured for nearly 60 years. Yeah, I don't know. Elijah Gonzalez, Star Trek Strange New Worlds Season 4 has episode the Trekkies will likely talk about for years to come. That's
no,
pretty...
that's not
It's-
very
it's a-
likely.
bumming episode.
Oh God.
Ryan Britt is the only name I've even recognized amongst those critics.
And he's
From
an
Inverse.
Inverse. An Inverse I don't
Yep.
consider much of a publication. Season 4 becomes a charming synthesis of modern TV sensibilities. Already started right, terrible what he just said, and the
Yeah.
magic of the 1990s era Star Trek. B+,
What?
there are some outright silly episodes to revel in with respect to Season 4, and prove to be thoroughly enjoyable, and Strange New Worlds should receive credit for staying fresh and relevant as the creative team continues to set up its eventual departure. Season 4 continues mightily in a crop of episodes as exhilarating as they are frustrating. So this is
What?
that's
As
so weird.
exhilarating as they are frustrating. Okay, sure. Whatever.
Okay. It's a very good collection of stories that are told in the style of strikingly different genres, which also serve to spur the characters along their individual paths. The new season feels reinvigorated.
Oh, please.
And then Samantha Coley. Season 4 is certainly worth watching, especially for Star Trek fans who will enjoy looking for Easter eggs, so member berries, and exploring the titular concept. But fans looking to go deeper than that will have to use their own imagination. And she gave it a-
Shallow.
yeah, she gave it a
Yes.
6 out of 10, and that's Collider. Colliders are like shills right out the gate.
Yeah.
What about IGN?
What'd you say?
What did you say? What's IGN?
Oh,
IGN.
IGN hasn't posted anyone. Hasn't
They didn't
posted one
even
yet.
bother reviewing it until now. Screen Rant. Screen
It's
Rant
bad,
is
isn't
another
it, then? Yeah.
weirdo.
Quick question for Ista. If I
Yeah, sure.
Price and myself, 15 centimeter rule. What do you think?
I was thinking
does,
it's
isn't
more of the up the arse corner, depending upon if Iron Man's in the
No,
front or the
no,
back.
He's moving it away now. Those who know.
Yes.
Yes. Anyway, carry on, Price. Sorry, I'm interrupting. Sorry.
Okay, no, it was fine. You made a good point. Now I think we've set our boundaries.
A little
here.
bit further. Yes.
Okay, from Screen Rant, Star Trek Strange New Worlds returns for a penultimate season that's more episodic and endearingly chaotic than ever before.
What?
I don't even know what that means.
Wait, isn't this the last season? It's not the penultimate one, is it?
Maybe they filmed 4 and 5
no,
together.
penultimate. Yeah, because there's a 5. They gave them a 5th sort of
8
half
episodes-
season.
8
Oh,
episodes.
okay.
Yeah, to sort of
Yeah,
wrap
yeah.
it up. Yeah.
Not every episode is a total success, and those different flavors of fan will react differently to each of them, one imagines, but each wild swing is always appreciated. And that's from a
Hey.
Slash film. All these shills.
You know what, right? I watched season 1. I quite enjoyed it. The Khan Noonien Singh character, what the hell is that about? Yeah. Yeah. What, whoever thought putting her in, even though the actress who plays her, welcome to air conditioning noises, is very nice.
I thought Brits don't have air condition.
No, somebody
that's-
does. It's
That's got to be Istas.
the character of the Andromedan was the Andromedan of Hammer. Was it Hammer, the engineer? Fantastic.
Oh, the guy that died right away.
At the end of season 1, Hammer. I think it's Hammer.
Yeah, yeah.
Himmer. Yeah.
The blind guy.
blind,
Fantastic.
yeah.
Absolutely one of the best Star Trek characters in a long time. And they killed him.
Yeah.
I don't think it recovered from there. Then we had the shitty, what you call it, the Klingon singing, which, that was it. Goodbye.
Oh, don't forget the Gorn as xenomorphs.
Okay, a little bit of artistic license. I could probably forgive that. But yeah, for the purists, no. But season 1, I was entertained. But there was a caveat when they got rid of... Is it Hammer or Hermer? Hammer, wasn't it? Yeah, Hammer. Brilliant. Absolutely fantastic character. Great actor, everything. Fantastic. There you go.
Well,
Bye.
let's.
He was one of the most interesting characters and one of the most interesting additions to the show, to the cast. And yeah, they killed him off. And rather unceremoniously too. He just sort of dies. It's like
a fart in the wind.
Yeah, he kills himself or something. I don't remember. It's been a while, but yeah. Sacrifices himself.
Yeah, and it is Himmer.
Yeah, Himmer.
The engineer.
Hemmer.
Hi guys.
Hey there, Mark.
Hey,
That was one of the semi-interesting characters that you could say was passable on that show, despite the bad writing.
I wanted to like it. I wanted to like the show. I actually like Anson Mount, but I was frustrated from the very get-go at the contrived writing. None of the stories had any sense of plausibility. It was all and then from the get-go, and then with the just emotional Vulcans. Like I said, the Gorn are actually, a serious, honorable, spacefaring, intelligent. Turning them into xenomorphs, that's desecration.
Yeah, they're just aliens now. They're just xenomorphs that go around laying their eggs in people and whatever it is.
And the Khan characters showed that they can't do anything without member berries, even when they're already on the Enterprise.
Garbage. Absolute garbage.
Yeah, the Lalan, there's no need for Lalan. Lalan, right? On Strange, I always say Strange Nude Worms because that's what Clobberin Times we always called it. I got to catch myself, but yeah, there's no need for her. She's a security to be any relation to Khan. It's just such a stupid member berry to put in there. I mean, it's just horrific.
Just garbage.
And what they did to the Gorn.
Was it T'Pau, the Vulcan?
The Vulcan that was T'Pau on the show, right?
Oh, his Spock's betrothed.
Mate.
Yeah.
That's I thought that was T'Pring.
T'Pring, yeah.
T'Pring.
She was
T'Pau. They all sound the same to me.
Yeah. Oh, they're all
fit. Anyway, moving on.
T'Pau.
Yeah.
T'Pring.
John Kirk, by the way, says episode 401 takes a leaf out of the original Trek handbook. The Enterprise investigates a powerful phenomena that transports it to an unknown solar system. It's a classic Trek premise, signaling the coming full circle shift to TOS storytelling.
From what I've heard, it's a dreadful time travel episode.
Let's not forget the helmsman. What's her name? Dikey McBuzzcut. She's like if that's not like shoving it straight in your face, she might as well be played by Elliot Page.
That poor actress has to keep her hair like that too. I mean, she was supposed to not have to. I mean, I do kind of feel bad for her, and they're telling these people to act like this too. I mean, I remember the guy cheering in one of the episodes. I clipped it and I play it on my show occasionally, although I do lose viewers after that. But the guy, going like, "Yeah, we did it. We saved someone in a hurry." You're like, "Yeah, for the win," and it's just. It's so cringy. I mean, you're supposed to be a quasi-military, military organization, and you wouldn't act like that on a bridge of an aircraft carrier or any kind of ship. I mean, you'd have some decorum. I mean,
well, that was the same with the Odyssey. It's not about like we didn't want to talk in old time stodgy language. There's still formal and informal. Even in modern languages, there are occasions that call for formality, like when you go meet your parents or you go to a job interview or you're in the military. You're just not going to say, hey, Captain, what's up, dude? I'm not really into this whole steering the ship thing today, man. I need a mental health day. That's not how it works.
And the other thing they did, they ripped off DC Fontana, who created the character of Una. And if you read the novel Vulcan's Glory, which is only a Star Trek novel, which is phenomenal, they completely ripped her off and gave her zero credit. So all of Una's backstory, it's all from that novel. Everything. I mean, because, when she's in the cage, there's really not much given. And she created this whole world and how she was genetically modified. And that's part of their, on their race, they modify someone. And she was number one in her world for that year. And that's why she got the name number one, or as a nickname. And it's just horrible that you got to give these, they're ripping off all these stories and not giving any credit, and then they twist it around. So it's,
well, the world building is a joke because according to Federation principles, and I actually have their articles of incorporation somewhere in a book in the house. If one planet wants to use genetically modified people, they would be allowed to do it as long as they uphold all the rules and like they had to make, genetic superhumans, and then they had to make it illegal because that's how it happened on Earth. But that wouldn't apply to other planets. That entire drama over, the genetic modification was way overblown and ridiculous anyway. Because they've done it all. They did it on TNG. They genetically modified those kids to fight off diseases, and they made everybody old, that kind of thing. So now
Julian Bashir was genetically modified.
So now suddenly it's illegal across the Federation to even have any modified genes. Hell, we do that today. Anybody who had a COVID vaccine would have to go to jail in Strange New Worlds, right? It's like,
but the problem is they forget what's come before too. Like the Gorn is the most obvious example, but putting Uhura on the ship now, and they've got Scotty on the ship, and it's where the heck was Scotty?
They have a new there's a new female Vulcan crew member. Who is,
really?
Who's
wasn't Spock the first Starfleet?
Female Vulcan.
she's now there's a female Vulcan, and it sounds like there's some lip locking with Chapel.
Does she wear an extra large uniform just out of curiosity?
She's quite skinny, but that there would be some potentially some scissoring action later in the season.
By the way, not to interrupt. Sorry, go on, Brian.
They've not gender swapped Mr. Leslie.
That could be Mr. Lesbian.
Joke. It fell.
No, I got it.
It fell flat.
It was fine. It was fine. I was just going to say that Fat Joe said T'Pol was super hot from Enterprise.
Oh, it's 7:40 a.m., man. Come on.
The thing is that T'Pol, usually actresses that have this kind of short hair, it annoys me. But somehow that actress, even with the short hair, looked good.
Oh, Jolene Blaylock did just fine in that.
Wowzers. I remember when they announced her on the cast, and all my friends in college are making, would always make fun of my love of Star Trek. And wow, they're like, my nickname was Dukard in college. They're like, I can't believe they're gonna have a really hot babe on Star Trek. I'm like, well, if you've been watching Star Trek with me, you know they always have hot babes on the show, right? Nothing new.
You've been missing out. You haven't been paying attention.
Quickly, I want to just do these last two. What works about Strange New Worlds Season 4 is that it actually leans into the episodic nature, the done-in-one adventures with continuing serialized character arcs that made the first two seasons such a joy to watch. Whatever. Luke Y. Thompson, the mix of scary and silly may not be for everyone, but it's classic Trek.
It's not classic at all. It's wearing the uniform of a classic
Not
Trek.
classic at all.
Yeah, no, it's Trek
just
for
a
the
mis-
modern
it-
audience. Yeah.
It is just another missed opportunity, everybody, and that's the biggest shame of it all.
Yep.
That's
I
right,
never
yeah.
bought Anson Mount as Christopher Pike. I'm going to be honest with
No.
you. The guy that plays
No, I
Christopher
liked
Pike
him.
in the
I
cage,
liked him. I liked him. You know.
the guy that plays Christopher Pike in the cage, that's Christopher Pike. I feel like Anson Mount, with all due respect, he looks like the Goody Two Shoes version. Like Jeffrey Hunter, or whatever his name is, looked a lot
Yeah.
more badass. He looked like a guy like the strong and silent type. He wasn't flipping pancakes in his kitchen and making souffles and shit. You know what I mean? He was like looked like the real
And he's
deal.
got that massive pompadour haircut in this. That I mean, I'm not sure why he needs that. Maybe that's where he keeps all his TDS when he's on set. I don't know.
It's a tribute to Chris Gore.
No,
But
you're wrong. Nope. Sorry, that's soul paint.
Okay.
The thing is, it's not Anson Mount. It's the way he's playing it. I've seen the guy. He has the capacity to play it with swagger and masculinity. He's just not like. I'm not really blaming that on Mount as much as I'm blaming it on the direction and how they wrote the character. He can be kind of badass.
Great cook, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not his fault his hair has been genetically modified in the 23rd century.
Yeah, eventually they're going to put him in prison for that genetically modified hair follicles. Yeah,
because when Star Trek Disgracery, aka Discovery, was out, I suffered through that, and then when they had him on, I'm like, well, maybe if they did do a show with Pike on the Enterprise, that would be kind of cool to see. And be careful what you wish for sometimes, because it was just turned out to be a disaster. But it's polarizing too, because there's a lot of people that like it, and I'm like, how the hell could you like this? I mean, it doesn't make, especially if you're a classic Trek fan. I mean, it just
there are fewer people that like it than you think. When we finally got to see the viewer numbers for Academy, we're talking in the tens of thousands. We are not talking in the millions of viewers here. I just saw a picture of that Vulcan.
Most of those on YouTube.
I gotta say, she could work.
she's definitely it's a Jessica Alba lookalike.
Yeah, exactly.
I do like Jessica Alba,
which is fine. Jessica Alba's gorgeous, especially
so
in her prime.
Are we all watching the new season? Are we all watching the new season then now? Yes.
Oh, I'm long done with this show. I haven't watched this since the middle of season 2.
I watched the first 2 episodes and stopped watching it.
Yeah, I checked out after season 1. I think I might have checked 1 or 2. I couldn't. It's as bad as Academy to me. In season 2, when they started disrespecting the character of Spock, having him eating bacon, and now he's human, but he's forgotten everything about his Vulcan training. He's just now this dorky human, and then they had people getting turned into Vulcans who've instantaneously now have all of Vulcan discipline because it's just part of their gene. Like they disrespected the character of Spock so much, and then they had a musical episode where you've got rapping Klingons and a boy band or something. Like, no, I was so done. I was not coming back after that.
I did make it through some of the episodes of last season because some of them were pretty controversial, so I tried to watch them. But then I'm like, I've got like 5 or 6 episodes. I can't do it. I might try to go back and watch it just so I can hate watch it. But I used to have so much fun with Clobbering Times. After a show was over, when there was a new episode was out, I'm like, oh, let's. I had Paramount. So I'm like, Clobby, let's watch it on StreamYard. So we'd go after the show was over and watch on stream. And not that I would ever like record a friend, but God, I wish I'd pressed the record button or something, because his comments were, comedy gold, or his rants, it was just me and, him that got to enjoy it. But I'm like, we should do this as a show. He's like, no, I don't want anyone to know that I'm watching the, it worked. I don't want anyone to know I'm watching this. Yeah.
It worked for the Acolyte, Mr. Brown. Price, can you make me big for a second?
This is a strange request.
What does he have to do to enlarge you?
Okay.
That's as big as it gets. Yeah,
I think that's as big as I can.
Price,
Yeah.
could you move me
Wait, hold
further
on one
away from
second.
you, please?
Here, Ista.
Yeah. I've
Fair,
had to
just in
use that.
case.
Yeah, I've had to use that
Move
line
further
on
away.
many people as well. It's as
Oof.
big as it gets.
Oof.
Sorry.
Well, this kind of
Yeah,
looks like Jolene Blaylock. Yeah, she's
No,
actually
she
got
looks
some
like
curve.
Jessica Alba. Look at that. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
Yep.
The
I'm
haircut.
watching season 4.
I didn't notice her hair, but
Yeah. Well, remember what T'Pring looked like in the original series? The bowl cut is not canonically Vulcan, but somehow that's all we get these days.
I mean, she doesn't
How would
look
she
bad, this lady, but I don't know. I don't know that I can watch this show again.
Definitely a lady,
Oh.
yes.
I'll tell you why I didn't like the first 2 episodes. I didn't believe Pike was Pike. I didn't believe Spock was Spock, and I didn't believe Uhura was Uhura. So
Absolutely.
because of that, I watched 2 episodes, and not only that, he was acting weird. I don't know. There was weird things in there, and I just felt like it just annoyed me. I don't know why. I can't explain it. Watched 2 episodes, and I said, this annoys me. I don't want to watch it anymore. And people were like, don't you think it's the best Trek that you've ever seen? I'm like, no, it's not the best Trek I've ever seen. I never want to watch this again. And that's where we are now.
Well,
you were totally sold on the Noonien Singh character, weren't
Yeah.
you? You were 100% on that, yes.
Well, part of the weirdness was that he knows what's going to happen to him in 10 years, but they really handled that also very poorly. So
that annoyed me
just-
also. In the first
Yeah.
episode, he's remembering what he's going to be like in the thing in that kind of chair with the yes/no thing, and I don't know. The whole thing just I don't know. It doesn't
Yeah.
work for me. It's not working. It also they're trying to also show the technology. The technology doesn't look like anything we saw in the original series. You know, some would argue that Enterprise takes a lot of liberties with that, but as much as Enterprise takes liberties, Strange New Worlds somehow annoys me more.
Yeah, they should. They have absolutely no
It's a product
respect.
of its time.
Yeah, they have no respect for the original IP. None for the characters. None for the lore. They think they can go back. They think it's their job to go back and fix, quote unquote, everything, and make it. That's what they do with the whole modern audience thing. Kirk was way too patriarchal, so we're going to give him a huge feminine side and a big bobbly head and scrawny neck.
turnabout intruder. Just kidding. I know what you meant.
Yeah,
but yeah, they just don't understand the Trek characters. They just don't. They don't know what makes Trek work, and they're going for this massive audience, and the guy that play boomering the name of the guy that tried to play Kirk in 2009. Dad was on Chips. What's the guy's name?
Chris Pine.
Just Pine. Thank you. Yeah, just sometimes I forget names. But he
Pine.
actually had a quote. He's like, "Well, maybe we shouldn't make a Star Trek movie that's for this big massive audience. We should really reach out to Trek fans. What makes Trek work?" That was when there was the next movie was maybe going to happen. I'm like, wow, that actually is highly intelligent for someone to to understand Star Trek. If only we got something like that. That would be
I
great.
think Chris Pine gets it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have a real question for all of you, because they ran into this when they did Prometheus. That seems to have technology 10,000 years ahead of the Nostromo. When you're going back, like, do you think they should copy the same kind of tech that's in the original and have the CRTs and all the push buttons? Or do you think it's okay, artistic license, to do the whole, holograms and advanced stuff? Because I think it wouldn't matter. The real problem with the show is the writing. If the writing was good, I wouldn't care so much about the tech.
Right.
But I think it would have helped if the Bridge of the Enterprise actually looked like the Bridge of the Enterprise.
I can't stand that new bridge. Any of the new Trek,
Yeah, it
bridges,
doesn't help that the new Trek is shitty when it comes to designs. Like, you could say whatever you want about Enterprise. I know that it doesn't look like what happened later, but I did like the design of the Enterprise in Enterprise. I didn't hate it. I
Yeah.
thought it was fine. Whereas the anything Kurtzman Trek is always like, it's as if they're at a nightclub eating sushi. No matter where it is, like whatever it is that they're, as I sometimes write, they look like they're in a Romanian nightclub eating sushi. That's usually what their internal things look like, and I never like it.
Could you imagine the actors sitting all day on that set, or like an actual crew member? I mean, will give you a headache. I mean, all those colors and flashing lights, and I mean, you do design things that are ergonomic and yeah, and they do take that into account, like how a bridge is going to look. And actually, the Navy actually studied the bridge of the Enterprise to try to look at how it how it worked. And yeah, you feel like you're at home when you're in that old bridge. So if they did some minor upgrades, or maybe made the CR, it's not a CRT anymore. There's LCD panels, and some of the screens are bigger. But like the Pike Enterprise, that screen is massively huge. It's ridiculous, and it doesn't even resemble it in any way, shape, or form. The bridge, it makes no sense.
The level of tech on the Enterprise was always at least appropriate to its century. I might not have liked that some parts of it looked like a brewery, but not as much as the JJ films. But yeah, they didn't have technology that, didn't even exist with TNG. They were appropriate. They don't even try to create that illusion in this show. They'll just do whatever the plot requires. That's how all of their technology and the laws of physics seem to work.
Yep. It's just sad state of affairs. Yeah.
Let me see for a second. What else did we have on our docket? There were a few things we still wanted to discuss.
The Paramount merger?
Yeah, I'll just say it's the sixth.
Sorry, go on. What were you going to say, Brown?
It's the 60th in September.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing really planned for it, and that's a shame.
Feels like Doctor Who. Feels like same shit with Doctor Who, yeah.
Yeah, we'll get a tweet from Shatner, and that'll be good enough.
There was some tweet today that he answered a little kid in a fan mail or something. Did I imagine that, or did that happen today?
Well, I didn't see it, but yeah, it's possible.
Yeah. I think his daughter runs the Twitter account.
Yeah,
so.
Probably he didn't write anything, but let's just see if I can find it.
Well, she may ask him what he wants to say, though.
That is true. Maybe in this case they did do that.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can find this thing.
Captain Kirk just speaks to the computer. He doesn't type anything, just like Scotty. Hello, computer.
Okay, so this is it. I'll share it.
I'm going to pop off, guys. I've got stuff to do. So
no problem,
thanks
man. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah.
Take care.
Take care, Brown.
Live long and prosper, everybody. Take care.
Yep. Join Brown on Sunday for
you should like and
Sunday
subscribe
Musings, 5 p.m. Eastern.
Goodbye, Mr. Brown. Some of Shatner's tweets are freaking hilarious. He's writing upside down.
So it's this thing here. And basically some kid wrote to him, supposedly, that it says, "Dear Captain Kirk, my name is Seth. I love to watch Star Trek with my brother, Stephen, and our grandpa. Our favorite episode is where Dr. McCoy goes into the Great Depression. Do you ever watch Star Trek? Please write soon. Sincerely, Seth." I
love it.
So he wrote, "Dear
so
Seth,
cute.
Thank you for your letter. With me being from the future, paper isn't used anymore, so I hope an electronic scan of your letter and my reply here works. I am happy to read that you watch with your brother and grandpa. Long live and prosper, Kirk out." And then
awesome.
He didn't answer the question.
And people were saying you didn't answer the question. For those liking, my Seth reply was a bit more verbose, read snarky on Instagram and Facebook. So I guess here he gave a longer version. "Dear Seth, thank you so much for your letter. With me being from the future, paper isn't used anymore, so I hope an electronic scan of your letter and me dictating my reply into the computer will work as a form of writing back. I'm so happy to read that you watch with your brother and grandfather. Is the episode you like called City on the Edge of Forever? That's the only instance I can think of where Dr. McCoy has anything to do with the Great Depression. Just don't ask Mr. Spock, because I'm sure he can give you a list of other instances where Bones was depressing. Wink. By the way, a secret between the two of us. Dr. McCoy is so old that he remembers the Great Depression when it happened. I hope you live long and prosper. Kirk out." Well, that's kind of nice. I mean, I don't know if somebody runs the account or whatever, but it is rather wholesome.
Yeah, it's never political. It's Always, on point, and just love reading those replies. Even if it isn't Bill, it's got to be. He's got to have some kind of input, I'm sure. But it sounds like him, right? I mean, you can believe that it was him. But he said many times he doesn't watch. I think he's watched a little bit of Star Trek, but he doesn't bother watching stuff, and that makes sense, right? You're not going to watch a movie that you're in or a TV show. I'm guessing, right? I don't know what typical actors or actors do, but.
The beauty of that reply is, as this kid gets older, he will see more and more things in the letter that didn't really register to him when he was younger. Like, this one reply will be able to carry him through the rest of his life.
I found a picture of the Enterprise I drew when I was 5 or 6. It's really terrible. It's on my Twitter feed somewhere, and I tagged Bill Shatner like, "Here's the Enterprise that I drew when I was 6. I hope you like it." And, I didn't get a response, but yeah, it was pretty fun. Yeah.
POR crew, yeah. Hail to the POC crew. Isn't POC a person of color? POR crew. Yes, I think I'm more of a POR than a POC. I couldn't highlight the comment for some reason, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, Mark, when did you send that picture? Because I'm not seeing it in your.
It was a while. It was maybe months ago, so probably tough
okay.
to. I guess can you pin something? Or I guess I could pin it, but
yeah, you could pin it to your top. Yeah.
Yeah, or maybe I'll just. Let's see. Let me try to find it. Yeah, see if I can find it.
Oh,
but,
Price of Reason crew, right?
Yeah, but
there we
POC
go.
crew first, and then it was POR crew. So I'm the POC crew. That's henceforth I will be known as the POC crew. I love it. I love that it's the POC crew. I think it's funny. What do you guys make of this this whole situation with Warner Brothers and Paramount and the restraining order? So they filed a restraining order to try to keep it from the deal from happening. And now they I guess extended the restraining order. On what grounds, though? I mean, what grounds do they really have to make this thing stop?
It's part of the I forget that, like, the Clarkson Antitrust Act. It's Section 7 of that. Don't quote me on the name, but here's the thing: it's not going to matter. It's just a temper tantrum. All it will do is delay things. The temporary restraining order can only last from 14 to 28 days. Then they will have a real hearing on it, then a real ruling, and then the ruling can be appealed. And it's at the federal level, but the federal regulators have already approved the deal, as has the European regulators. So it's a nothing burger. It's a temper tantrum. They're hoping that it will cost so much money they'll back out of the deal, but they don't understand.
That's the point. Yes.
Yeah,
they're trying to push it out so it will cost them money. Yeah.
Yeah, but they put so much in. There's no way they're going to cancel this deal. They are in for a penny. They've already invested so much in the changeover, and it really isn't going to have a lot of teeth. But so it's the state's attorney generals. Everybody needs to show how anti-Trump they are. And because they didn't have any problem when Netflix, everything they're claiming that would have happened with anybody taking over.
And they didn't care about the other stuff. They only care about this now. Yet they can't explain why they only care about it now.
Oh, and they didn't care that Hollywood has lost 100,000 jobs over the last 5 years for all of the bureaucratic nonsense, the unions, the regulations. So now they're worried about losing jobs.
And wouldn't the other thing I heard too, wouldn't Warner just be chopped up into pieces too anyway? I mean, it's not going to survive, right? Unless this deal goes through, right? I mean,
it would actually cost them way more consequences to have Warner sort of parted up and split up and sent out. This way, at least you actually keep the industry in the state. But they're looking to leave, like Paramount and Warner Brothers have looked at relocating to Tennessee. That's going to cost trillions of dollars over the long haul for California. Like, this is a
cutting the studios. They'd move the studios too.
Yeah, they're already looking into relocating the headquarters in the studio, because the studios, it doesn't matter. It used to all be in LA and you had to shoot there, but it hasn't been that way for a long time. They have big studio space and infrastructure all over the country and all over the world.
Yeah, big time in other areas like Atlanta as well, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of production has moved out of LA already, and it would makes it like, hey, we can take our whole business, we can move to Tennessee, and our cost of living, the cost of operating the business drops substantially. And so now, instead of all of our people having to be paid these huge salaries, we live in an area where they can, we can pay them, a third of that, and housing is much cheaper, and it makes business sense, significant business sense. But it's really pissing off the regulators and the government in California.
Yeah, I heard it costs like $400 to register a car in California now. It costs like $25 in my state to do it. So it's not just the company headquarters leaving, it's the second and third order knock-on effects.
Yep.
Because everybody who works there, they go to restaurants, they have a dry cleaner, they have a gardener, they have a maid. When those people leave, each person takes about 10 jobs with them. So it's really and all of the people that are pushing hard on this, when it goes through, they can expect maybe not to work for Paramount, Skydance, Warner Brothers like ever again, right? So,
yeah, I mean, I'm all for competition and having more studios, but California's just a horrendous job. I mean, New York City's got major production going on there, and all these states have tax cuts now to try to lure production. In LA, we're going to try to save the industry, but it's going to be pretty tough to do because everything is so difficult to do anything in California. Just look what's happening with they came and rebuild those houses after the fire. They said maybe 5 to 10 years.
Absolutely. And this would not be that's the thing that right now the Hollywood businesses, the studios, the stuff around it, that's been their bulwark right now, because they have a bunch of other businesses that have already picked up and left, right? You've got stuff like Tesla. They're picking up, they're ditching their factories, they're moving elsewhere. You got other businesses too that have picked up, they've moved their at least their business offices, right? Maybe they still have a presence there, but they've picked up and moved their main business offices out of California. And it's not even just California. A lot of these bigger cities are starting to lose these big businesses. Even ones that have been around for generations are picking up, and they're moving out of these big cities because the costs of living and operating in those areas has gone so high due to taxes and regulations and everything. And just the people that work for the business being able to live. And they also have their businesses have been choked out by the regulation in these areas. So that's how you get a company like Morton Salt that has been a foundational company in Chicago after 100 years picking up and just moving to Kansas City, because they can pay their people half as much and still they can still live high on the hog. They can find housing. They're dumping money like crazy into the community because they're like, we're here to stay. Like, there's no reason for us to be in Chicago burning cash in regulation and taxes and all that stuff. We're going somewhere that's more business friendly, and it's happening in many other areas as well. A lot of these blue states, lots of businesses bailing and moving to Texas, moving to Tennessee, other places where they can actually, be profitable and not have to worry about spending half their money on taxes to the state.
Yeah, not to mention they're losing two refineries, two oil companies, Chevron's leaving, Tesla, SpaceX, Oracle, Hewlett Packard, Charles Schwab, and Kurtzman. But here's the thing, when they need to save Hollywood, their answer isn't to let's get rid of some of these barriers that are keeping things from getting done and making them more expensive. Let's not make it easier to get a permit. We'll just take some more tax money and throw it at you, and we'll tax our citizens more. So we'll throw money at you, but we won't really do anything about the core issues, about the root of the problem, which is the overregulation and bureaucratization of getting anything done. It was like who Mark Ruffalo. He's like, if you put solar on your house, you can save this, and this. And he's wrong. He has this insane idea about what a battery can do, but you can't put solar in your house in California. Bill Maher, a rich celebrity, has been trying to install solar for 5 years or more, and he still can't get past the regulations preventing him from doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And they wonder why businesses leave, right?
Yeah. It's estimated that California has lost $2 trillion of taxable income in the last 5 years to business exodus.
By the way, you mentioned Mark Ruffalo. There was some interview circulating.
Sorry.
No. There was some interview circulating with him today. He just seems so stupid. He's such an idiot. Like, I have a theory, and you're going to laugh at me, but I have a theory that the last Spider-Man trailer that came out, didn't show Mark Ruffalo as Mark Ruffalo anymore. It just showed the Hulk already scary, because I feel like they don't even want to show Mark Ruffalo. Somebody must know that this guy is becoming a growing liability. You know what I mean? They may agree with all of his politics, but I think they have to somebody must be understanding that this guy, he's like a human, he's like a male Zegler, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
here's toxic.
The thing. He thinks you can power your house for weeks at a time on battery power. The guy is just a lunatic. That's not how solar works anyway. A week?
And not everyone has an arc reactor, they can hook up. And the thing, he comes across as so swarmy and self-righteous and condescending. He's just even if, I liked his position or politics, he's not the kind of guy that you want promoting your point of view. He's just so freaking unlikable. He's a douche. I can't
he's
stand
a douche.
him.
He's unlikable, but he's also he's very this is my theory. I don't think the guy is very smart. I'm not saying that just to be an asshole. Sorry, Sean. I really think he's not very smart, and that if you actually had a real debate, which these kind of fluffy interviews never do, they just let him speak. Anybody that would actually have a conversation with him, that would kind of dig deeper and ask him real questions, he would look like a complete idiot. But nobody ever does, because he just sits there and does his half TDS, half Middle Eastern politics, whatever it is that he thinks that is usually just for lack of a better word, retarded. And nobody pushes back. He'll just sit there and everybody will just nod their head. By the way, another thing that I noticed today, because we mentioned Zegler, you had that Mamdani thing that he wanted to arrest the Israeli prime minister, and he did this whole stupid post on Instagram. You know who liked his post?
Netanyahu?
No, that would have been funny. Ruffalo. That would have actually amused me. Rachel Zegler.
Oh, Zegler.
Of course.
Rachel Zegler liked it,
anything.
And Victor Wembanyama from San Antonio Spurs. Now, Rachel Zegler, I know, is an idiot, so of course she'll like it. It's without getting too political here, the reason why the post that Mamdani did is annoying. First of all, he's the mayor of New York. He's not allowed to arrest him, and him just even weighing in here and pretending like he's some world leader that anybody gives a shit about is annoying to begin with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Go fix whatever's going on in New York. There's garbage on the streets. Why don't you go and crime and shit? Why don't you go deal with that? Nobody asked you for this. You don't have the authority. And he made a video that at the end of it, he says all this stuff of why, he needs to be arrested and all this. And at the end, he's like, I don't have the authority to do anything. Right. You don't have the authority to do anything. Just shut up and do your fucking job. Nobody asked you for weird. I don't like this guy. I don't like the cut of his jib. And, Victor Wembanyama, why is he sitting around liking these guys? This guy is he was today chosen to be the face of the I think EA Sports video game. I think he's the face of the franchise or whatever it is, and he's sitting around liking Mamdani posts. He's not even a
Yeah.
citizen here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's not even a citizen.
Yeah.
He's some Frenchman. Just go take your money. It's just annoying. And the other thing is that within this video, he basically, it's covertly done, but without getting into all the specifics, he basically supports terror organization within that video. So the fact that Zegler and Wembinyana think that this is great is really annoying to me.
Well, I mean, where the Democratic Party is headed, I mean, it's
communism.
It's really scary. And some, like Carville was out today punching back a little bit, and some of the quote unquote moderates, but like Elon Musk was doing an interview, I just saw it on Twitter, and he said, well, I just have common sense positions. Like, go back 10 or 15 years ago, and the classic, play a quote from Obama or Hillary about immigration, or Clinton, or about welfare, and pick a subject, but play it and tell the person it's Trump, and then the person will say, that's horrific, that's one of the worst things I said, and then say, oh, I made a mistake, that's actually Barack
Hillary.
Obama.
Yeah, they do that all the time. I forgot the most symbolic company leaving California, In-N-Out Burger. That's like Starbucks leaving Seattle. It might not be the biggest or most financially, huge, but the symbology of that really says everything. It is a tremendous loss for them. And it's like everything leaving Seattle now. Seattle is screwed. And the only thing they're going to be able to do is raise taxes and try to get more federal subsidies, which we'll end up having to pay for. That's what pisses me off.
Yeah, my daughter a couple years ago took a trip and went to Egypt, Jordan, a bunch of places in the Middle East, and then she went to Portland and then Oregon. And she said that of all the places, she went to some iffy places, right? But she's like, the place I hated the most was Portland. She's like, it was just so horrific. She said, going there and not feeling safe, and these people just run these cities to the ground, and they take all the tax dollars, and they think their policies are compassionate, and they're not. They're actually doing the opposite, and making things worse. Just like, rent control sounds like a great idea, except it gives you scarcity of housing. That's the problem. When you take the free market out, why would you invest in housing if you can't rent? And then you see all these, read about all these politicians that have these rent control apartments. Like Hakeem Jeffries, I think, has this insanely cheap rent controlled apartment. Why would the landlord ever do anything to fix it up? I mean,
but the housing units that the New York City itself owns, those aren't rent control. They can raise the rent. They're only pushing that on private owners. Remember, these cities used to be gorgeous. San Francisco, Seattle, San Diego, they used to be some of the most beautiful cities in the country. Great weather. Well, not Seattle, but California. And now they literally look like war zones, and it's incredible. And just they don't seem to care what's happening. But even celebrities and rich people have had enough with LA and the crime and the lack of services. Remember the big water main, the 100-year-old water main in LA that just burst because nobody's been thinking about infrastructure for 20
anything.
So, then you get your the people that own all the expensive Hollywood stuff. They're leaving. They'll move to Nashville or Texas or Georgia. You get all the moguls to leave. They take their companies with them. I just again, it seems like it won't fall into dust. What they'll need federal bailouts, and we'll all be paying for that.
Yeah, I mean, they ask people on the street, like, what's the, what percentage do the wealthy pay? Well, the wealthy don't pay taxes. Well, actually, how much of the income taxes do the top 1% pay? Oh, well, actually, they pay 40%. And, it's the top 50% pay 99% of all income taxes. We have the most progressive income tax system in the world, because in Europe, you've got the value added tax. I remember arguing with one of my buddies. I'm like, well, you've got the VAT tax. Like, everything you do is taxed. And he's like, well, not really. It's the VAT tax. And his wife is like, yes, you're an idiot. It's like every step of production.
You sell it as building it into the cost of the product, and then everyone just sort of ignores the fact that, now what you have is a flat tax that stretches across everyone from rich to poor, and guess who can afford to pay that?
Yeah,
the rich. Guess who can't afford to pay that? The poor.
We have that too in the forms of fees and licenses and permits
of course.
that absolutely disproportionately penalize the poor. It's just like when you're poor, your food is like 50% of your income. Yeah. When you're rich, it's 0%.
Yeah,
so any tax on that kills you. Yeah,
penalizes the poor, penalizes people who are trying to run small businesses, right? Because those people now have all of these extra fees and regulatory things they have to deal with as a small business, where for a big business, it's no big deal. They can hire whole employees, offices of employees to deal with all that regulation and paying the fees or whatever for licensing or regulation. No big deal. But when you're a small business trying to get started, all of those things are wildly expensive and taking a huge chunk of your budget. And so, it's the same thing, right?
I feel like my wife is I'll just say real quick, she's in HR, and there's all this stuff you have to track for the government, like, what the sex, race, employment, all these kind of stats and hours work. They spend tons of money just tracking all these things, because if you do any work with the government, you've got to report everything. So it costs a fortune. I mean,
it's not just that. They actually have the permit industrial complex in California. They've actually privatized the inspection. So now the inspector works for the city. They don't go out and inspect anything. You have to hire out of your own pocket a private inspector who comes in and inspects, then reports to his office, that then reports to the city. So they've created this entire industry that hinges on the bureaucracy and red tape. And every time they make any change, it adds another layer of expense to whatever you're trying to do.
Sure.
So you can't even get a city inspector out if you want to build something in California. You have to hire at your own expense a private inspector that comes, and then you have to hire somebody to help guide you through the labyrinthine process of getting permits, getting inspections, getting licenses. And their whole economy is sort of based on this bureaucratic red tape now. So they're not going to stop those.
Well, you're better off if you hire your own firefighters, private firefighters, right? Actually, put the fires out for you. Yeah.
Yeah, you actually don't need a permit to do that, strangely enough, but it's only a matter of time, right? But yeah, when you can't get water, you can't get regular public services, but you're still taxed to death to fund those. But then the funds go out to tax subsidies for their friends and their cronies. It's got to be. I mean, it was bad when I left, and I left like 25 years ago. So
Big Sur River points out, worse is the decriminalizing and the illegals. Yeah. So much crime. Yep. It's there's a name for that. It's been coined many years ago. It's called anarcho-tyranny, where basically punishing the guilty is not accepted, and there is no justice for anyone who is actually the victim of those people. Yeah. So it creates chaos. It creates all kinds of issues with our systems of government, and it creates a massive problem with society, causes things to break down so that they can then build them back up in the mode that they would prefer, which is
communist. Yeah. Yes. How are you supposed to run a small business in California when you have to pay fees, permits, inspections, but you have illegals on the curb doing the same thing you do with no overhead, no inspections? They don't get arrested. They don't get chased off. So you're trying to run a restaurant. You have this massive health department inspection you have to pay for, but the guy on the cart in front of your restaurant is selling stuff with virtually no overhead and no fees. And when you go to the city and say this guy's illegal, they don't do anything about it.
Yeah, but at least his lettuce is very well washed, I'm sure.
This is very interesting. I don't know. I think we can play it.
Okay, cool.
I like what you were talking about. You were talking about really interesting stuff. But this is a story that I didn't realize that was being talked about, and I thought it's interesting. This is something that I guess Gary and Chris both heard from separate sources and believe maybe there's a truth to this.
how much time do I have? Enough time to tell the Ant-Man story?
Let's hear the Ant-Man story.
20 minutes.
Hear the Ant-Man
I
story.
think I might know what this is, but go ahead.
Oh, you've heard it. You know who we heard it from the same person.
Oh my God. It's a brilliant story.
So let me get all the why am I blanking on her name now? Wasp.
Her face is in my head. Oh my God. Evangeline Lilly.
Evangeline Lilly.
Yeah.
Okay, this concerns Michelle Pfeiffer and Evangeline Lilly, and who was the director was Peyton Reed. Okay, Peyton Reed. And this was on Commie Mania. There was a disturbance on set between Michelle Pfeiffer and Evangeline Lilly over COVID restrictions. So I'm going to side with Evangeline Lilly on her position of COVID restrictions 100%. 100%. And she got really upset. And apparently how it goes is Michelle Pfeiffer tried to calm it down by going, listen, I understand your position and I respect it, but we still have a movie and these are the rules. And you're going to, I'm not telling you what to do, but you got to stop, shaming the crew or whatever was going on. I don't know if that really happened because it probably comes from a perspective of conform, right? So I'm going to show all my respect to Evangeline Lilly for standing her ground on the COVID restrictions. But what happened was after that, Chris, correct me if I recount this wrong. She got in her fight with Michelle Pfeiffer. Evangeline Lilly stormed off. Peyton Reed followed her, touched her on the shoulder, and then she decked Peyton Reed and injured him.
He got injured badly and had it was I think it might have been accident. It wasn't intentional.
It was an accident. Yeah, she didn't mean to she swung around and it knocked him over.
Yeah.
And then it injured him severely. Severely. Yeah. That's why Ant-Man is dying and the fucking franchise is done. Is that happened and she won't be back.
Yeah, it's kind of sad. It's weird because another thing I heard about, we've heard lots of rumors about Avengers Doomsday being a mess. I hear that, so I've heard some revision to that it's too big. They're trying to cut to a running time. And you probably heard
Rob
that from Burnett.
Yeah.
Rob said that because he read the script. He said the script as written is 3 hours, 15 minutes. The runtime they're trying to meet is 2:45. You're going to cut all the character stuff in the beginning. That's the fun stuff that establishes and makes you care. That's all going to be gone just to cliff notes it. That's why did you feel that beginning of the FF movie was just so rushed?
Oh, because they cut a bunch out.
Yeah, exactly.
They cut out John Malkovich.
Yeah, a whole action scene at the beginning. So that's why I hear, and I think, and what I also heard, addendum to that, is there are egos involved. When every actor who got involved in the MCU.
Egos in Hollywood? No.
Inconceivable.
Washed up at the time. Chris Evans was not a star. Neither was Mark Ruffalo or Chris Hemsworth. No one who was cast was a star. They were solid actors at various stages of their career.
Aside from Ruffalo,
and now they've got they've got big egos, and so part of it is ego. So they're trying to edit this thing, and you have too many cooks. Too many people fighting for that. What about that one scene? I said that great line. You're cutting that out. And that's what happens. And you see movies name any franchise. If it exists on too long a timeline, you end up getting actors directing the movies. Leonard Nimoy had to do, if you want me back as Spock, I got to direct Star Trek 3. Then he did Star Trek 4.
He did good jobs with those shows, though.
He did.
Yeah, at least he did well with it.
Yeah. And then Bill got Star Trek 5.
Well, I thought it was an interesting story with Evangeline Lilly. I have no way of knowing if it's true or not, but certainly an interesting story.
But she was against. So she was against the some of the restrictions. It sounds like
she wasn't a big fan of the Couve.
Yeah.
The sort of over the top nature of some of the stuff that they had to do with I think there's been other people who've discussed it, but like the actors having to stand certain distances apart during the filming and all sorts, they're like while you're not actually filming, you have to back up and scoot over here and spread out.
What were you saying? She suffered a terrible accident.
That's
what I was going to say.
Yeah, she had an injury on set. In the second movie?
No, it was she was outdoors. It was like a skiing accident.
Yeah.
And she, so I was going to say what isn't alleged, and this is confirmed, is she suffered a head injury. I think it was skiing or maybe rock climbing, mountain, hiking. When she hit her head, which led to traumatic brain injury and serious cognitive decline. So, I just brought that up to say that's a horrible thing, but she didn't want to come back anyway.
I think she was done anyway. She really didn't even really want to be there. So
you look good in that outfit, though. God bless her.
I love Evangeline Lilly. I thought she was one of the absolute standouts from Lost, even though that show really sort of fell apart early on. After the first couple of seasons, she was really good, and I really enjoyed her. I thought not only was she, very attractive, but I think she was an accomplished actress as well.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the wasp haircut, but she's
not
great.
at all.
Well, she only did that in Quantumania. Before that, I don't think she had that shitty haircut.
You know how you can tell it's all bullshit? Because you're at a restaurant and they tell you have to wear a mask, but they let you take the mask off when you can eat. So obviously the disease doesn't care. Like, that's how you know it's all theater. It's just like the security at airport. It's just theater.
Yeah. Oh, you want theater? My son was in middle school at the time, and when they were still pushing the masks, and they wanted kids to wear masks with holes in them so they could play their wind instruments in the orchestra.
Yeah.
Like,
Hello,
you notice
Bueller.
Now that we know that was all bullshit, you notice they don't seem to have very long memories. Nobody's been held accountable for any of that shit.
Well, we have 2 super chats, and I just want to go over them before I forget. So we have one from Jason Webster for $2. Breaking news: aliens sue Kurtzman Trek. And then we have another one for $5. Thank you so much, Jason Webster. Writing for all Kurtzman Trek scripts start after finger painting class and must be completed before the afternoon milk break and nap time. I see what you did there. Yes, it is written by children.
No, that's insulting to children.
Insulting to children. Children should be more creative.
Yeah. Oh, and did you see my Enterprise picture in the private chat? I put the link to my Twitter. That might be fun to show if we have a second.
Wait a second. Did you put it in
the private?
I didn't see that. I think I still have the link
in Rumble. Yeah, I put it in the private chat.
You can do that, Professor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you pin it on your Twitter?
I didn't pin it yet, but what a fantastic artist I was. I'm trying to. That's second grade, but that just shows. Like I found my mom had saved some of my old schoolwork in a folder, and that was in there.
Good stuff.
And that's second grade, and I love Star Trek in second grade. So I'm not I'm a real fan.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That looks a little dirty.
It looks like you were maybe a little hungry, the kind of a pizza cutter and a cheese grater there.
Yeah.
But, that's okay, right? You're a young kid,
Yeah, second grade. But I'm like, what's the bottom part? Was that supposed to be like landed on a building? I'm trying to figure it out. And I just have the USS there, right? Nothing else. Yeah,
that's all you could spell at the time.
That's all I could spell back then, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say it looks a little dirty, but I know you weren't meaning any of that. It's just the nature.
It's the space.
Yeah.
Space there, yeah.
It's the nature of how rockets are always going to have a shape to them, right? But
yeah.
Now, if it had 2 saucer sections, you might have gotten in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to start putting links here.
Yeah. And I'll get you the names from.
Awesome. Yeah.
Get you the names here from Rumble.
So this is.
Oh no, it's too long. Hold on. Break it up.
Hold on 1 second. So I put Mark D with the C. I put his YouTube channel on, and then I'm gonna make sure that the Rumble people have his Rumble stuff.
The Rumply people.
Rumble. You can call them Rumble Stillskins.
There you go.
I've thought of that before. So I think that should be Mark D with a C. Now let me look at Istophobos.
Oh, I got it. I'll put it in there. Thanks.
Okay. So yeah, Istophobos, put your own thing in. And of course, also throw in Professor Artoo's Twitter, who this week had a post, an Elon Musk post this week.
Oh yeah, man, that thing really took off.
Yeah, that was amazing, man.
Yeah. Oh, so many wonderful people replying to my post.
Oh, I'm sure.
All very friendly and
no one suggested that I off myself or anything like that.
That you try to fly like
just because I posted
off a tall building.
Just because I posted an anecdote about my experience with Rotten Tomatoes, I was clearly some sort of MAGA monster who wanted to try and claim that the movie was not successful and whatever. Yeah.
Yep.
That checks out.
Everything's political these days.
Yep. And literally, like, people, like, not even. It was so funny because there were people like, "Did you even read the review he posted?" Like he was even-handed and said there were things he liked about it. Like you're not even. And then there were people accusing me of being, istus and phobist and all these things. And they're like, "Did you even read his review? He showed it to you. Like, there's nothing in it about casting. There's nothing in it about race or transformers or anything like that. There's nothing in there. What are you people talking about?" I was like, "Oh, at least there's some people who are bothering to actually read what I posted instead of just reacting out of." Some sort of need to protect the multi-millionaire and the billion-dollar company that made the movie,
Yeah, because they've been sort of, I hesitate, brainwashed, or, they're swept away by the marketing machine. I think it's funny because a large percentage of comments, I'm not complaining about the engagement, but you can clearly tell they didn't watch the video because they're just commenting on the title.
Didn't watch the video, didn't read the tweet. They're just spewing whatever.
They're talking points, right?
Yep.
Which is
why when people are just talking points. Like I always tell, like I know you've been watching MSNBC or you can just tell because like I watch it once in a while and you can just tell, you hear everything. It's like, come up with some original thoughts on your own, please.
Well, you can tell because they'll never follow up because they don't have an answer if you actually, inquire any deeper. Like, okay, timeless, epic perfection. What was perfect about the movie? I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, because you saw it on a shill review and you're just repeating the same stuff.
Yeah. Nobody cares about your review. You're just a troll, man. I don't know why you even bothered. Do you even have a job?
Yeah. Like,
do you know what a hobby is? Do you know what, like,
yeah, like
what people do with their free time? Like, and also you're wasting your time. How much time did you waste in your life, posting review? And I'm like, 5 minutes.
Well, I'm a slow typer, but I have a review that talks about well-written female characters like we used to get, but the blurb on it says Rey isn't the problem because my thesis was the writing is the problem. Like but I've got like dozens of comments either saying Rey is great or Rey isn't but Or, this has been talked over to death. Why are you even bothering? I'm like, well, if you watch the review, you'll see I'm not really talking about Rey. I'm talking about Clarice Starling. I'm talking about Beatrice Kiddo. But that actually requires some effort on their part.
Quickly, I want to do the shout outs. So on Rumble, we had Angelo DD, Reachum842, Phantom Monk, Elizabeth Quince, Joe Higachi, God Bless 5697, Darren Mai, One Punch Fan, Folsom Lockdown, The Devastator 5319, K Burton 1, Tim Hayes, Gaming Stuff, Angry Sparrow 1, Dude Bro Seth 420, It's the Phobos, Mr. Brown Alliance, Mark D with a C, Adolis 24, Radio Streamer, and Loyish.
Yeah, awesome. So glad to see you all hanging out with us over on Rumble, which is our headquarters. That's that's our place that we're doing this stream for, but we are also on YouTube. So let's see, who do we got with us? We got our top 50 here. Fishball, but Piggy in a onesie. The Tweaky Kid, not Z3PO. Matthew McGee, David 328CI, Sean, former artist John Cuckask. Okay.
Usually it's Cucksack.
No, it's Cuckask.
Yeah, he changes it. I said usually he does.
Faye Summer, Dynasty, CC Karaoke, Yowzer79, Brian Norton, E. Clay Thomason, Johnny Azul, Red Pill Rants, Thronkill, Andrew Zacchaeus, Angry Sparrow, Rogue's Backstory, Mark D with a C, Mr. Brown Alliance, Gavin Unit, Lucy Meow, Keely Chow, Mark S47, let's see, Ernie H-Town, Caleb Levine, Tim Hayes, Kodo Rob, Yitis, Georges I. Rex, Darren M., Kuna Ritchie, Trev Toon Art, Badfoot, Douglas Nutt, Tomahawk 511, Emperor Goodwin, 6, Big Sur River, Istiphobos, Matthew Marcillo, Whalem 03, Fat Joe, Jason Webster, The Real Head Case, Ron Donafero, and The Dead Man. And yes, again, I would like to shout out those who were giving donations and so on. We did get a number of them over on. Oh no, it's hiding from me here. We got a number of these over on Rumble. We got One Punch Fan and Gaming Stuff. Who was there another one? Reach'em 842, and then we also got some support over on YouTube from The Dead Man, Douglas Nutt, Ron Donafero, The Real Head Case, Sagacious 6, and Jason Webster. So thank you all so much for that support this evening. We much appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks everybody.
AD,
Great to be here. A lot of fun.
I did meet him on the stream on Third Railify, and I just didn't realize that it was the same guy.
AD Ellis, yeah.
AD Ellis, because the AD Ellis in one word kind of threw me off. But once he reminded me, I remember that even when I saw him here and I saw the screen name, it confused me the first time. But now I won't get confused anymore. So nice to see you here, and thank you for hanging out with us.
Yep.
And yeah, it looks good. Whatever you want, Phantom Monk, make that the raid. You think it's good, do it.
Yep.
So
and oh boy, we're not going to get into it now, but James Gunn telling us we're getting a Lanterns trailer tomorrow. It is going to be hot ass. I guarantee it. Hot brown ass.
I wonder if there's a way to make a good trailer out of what we know is a garbage show.
Well, it's going to be a disaster. Yeah, it's
Phantom Monk,
awesome.
you can do it. Do the whatever it is you suggested. Do the raid,
do
or
the
whatever you want.
raid.
Just do whatever raid you want.
Yeah, just make it happen.
I trust you. I mean, of course, make sure it's not some weird mustache man situation. But aside from that, yeah, okay.
I signed up for another Rebel account so I could help Anti-Derivative Jill meet a number of things she needed so she could do whatever. And then I just got like 17 emails in the middle of the night while we were streaming.
Oh, maybe you can drop a message in my Rumble too if you have a few.
Sure. What do you need? Unique messages?
Just say
Hashtag
hi.
75
just anything you
chatters.
got. Just a few. The thing is, the more messages for me, the better.
Yeah. That's exactly what I did for her. Sure.
So yeah, you can spread that goodwill across other streams
to everybody,
especially now when you're still here and we're streaming.
Yeah, when you sign up, it opts you in for all the notification emails. I hate that.
It does at that.
Right? Did you send a message? Because I saw from the Istophobos, but you sent messages.
Yeah, I've sent you some, but I'll send it from not Istophobos.
I see.
Which is another. That's the account I set up for her.
Yes. I also have a Rumble sock puppet.
I hope I didn't say that out loud.
I can get signed in.
Phobos. That's what I'm thinking. You're like Austin Powers.
Right?
So
Never do that ever.
You want to comment in the comment section, right?
In the chat, yeah. If you, of course, only whatever you have. I mean, if you have a.
Oh no, I've been chatting anyway, but I'll leave a comment.
I mean, as many people as possible that could leave chats would be good for me.
Yeah, and hit the
more
like
the
button.
merrier.
Like now that I'm doing this, I realize how important the like button is. Hit Price's like button. It really matters, and it costs you nothing.
Absolutely.
Does make a difference, that's for
sure. If you're lurking on Rumble and you haven't yet done like a chat, you should really, really do that. Ista, did you do it?
Yeah. I'm switking accounts now, so I can.
You're Hold on, yeah. Give me a sec. Give me a sec.
More covert. Like it's the Phobos. Like the whole idea is this is supposed to be more of a secret operation.
Yeah.
Nobody listens to me. Nobody listens to me anyway, man. Are you kidding? Unless I'm doing the Christopher Walken. God, that was bad.
No, but when I heard that stream, I thought it was funny what you did.
Oh, and look, we got the new chatter. Shout out to Talkie Toaster. I don't know who that could be, but somebody clearly a fan of Red Dwarf.
Toaster ever leave a comment here?
Yeah, just right there. Talkie Toaster.
No, I'm saying, did he ever leave one before?
No, I don't think so.
It's a new person, right?
Yeah.
Does he like toast? Was he
new viewer?
Hot buttered toast?
I think he likes hot buttered toast. Maybe he's a waffle man. I don't know.
The name sounds familiar, though. I think hasn't, or is that just because of Red Dwarf? I feel like I've seen them before.
You might have. They show up on Mark D's streams on a pretty regular basis.
We're big fans of toast.
I think that now we've done great, and we can wrap up our stream. Make sure you're following everybody, and yes, like and comment and do all that stuff. It's great, and I very thankful for you guys for joining us today. Today is Thursday. Night Owl is every Tuesday and Thursday at 11:45 p.m. Eastern. So we'll see you here on Tuesday.
Sounds great.
Bye.
Take care, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Timing.